Looks like we are up, my friends. NASCAR is back. It's in full session. And we're back doing a triple stream, my friends. We're on TikTok, YouTube vertical, and YouTube full screen. So those that want to enjoy it in the full screen format, be sure to head over to YouTube to get the full screen on Kimbronator. We have it up here, guys. I'm going to try to bring in the radio broadcast of this stream. Looks like, let's see. Getting it up here now. And where is the... Always takes a minute here. I think we got it now. Not hearing anything yet, though. Get the lap stuff here. Raw feed. Let me add this screen here so you guys can see what is going on with it. I'm gonna chop this up here for you guys here so we can see it better. I'll do 2 of them. Trucks are HG. Trucks are real, my friend. Another capture of the screen here. Get our to-go stuff. How are you doing, HG? We've got the full effect of it going here. So I just need to get the audio and we'll be golden. Don't forget, everybody, hit that like button on the stream while you're here. Those likes help push this out and get it out to more and more people. What is up, TikTok? So 4x real axle Cletus McDowell 4-wheel drive truck. That's how I'm doing, bro. Good deal. It's just spinning here. Let me see. What is the deal? I have to try a different browser. This thing doesn't want to open. We can do that. Still a lot going on. I mean, there's just want me to disable my ad blocker. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Not any chance. I don't want to get all that stuff on here.
Garage.
And here we go, guys.
You're great in a great position. You're 48 above the line, but you still got to go out and race, get the job done tonight. So how do you approach this race?
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to be smart and smooth tonight and just execute. Everyone's got to do their jobs, including me, and just, honestly be mistakeless. I think as long as we have a smooth night and run like we should, I think we're plenty good. So, Jeff gave me a really good Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Just got to execute tonight, stay smooth, and
smells like dinner.
All right, there you go. Taylor Gray getting ready to jump behind the wheel of his Toyota Tundra. He'll roll off from the 7th spot. And Chris Wilner, they'll be looking at the end of stage 1. If they've got enough points, they could lock themselves in from there. What do you got?
Well, I got a driver that has no points to worry about. He's going to look for a checkered flag. That's Caden Honeycutt, who starts 8th for Nice Motorsports here this weekend. I know you hadn't been here in a couple years, so what was it like getting back behind the wheel of the truck? Obviously, it's fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of forgot that you go slower, you drive slower to go faster. So I really enjoy this track. One of the only places we go to in the Truck Series that has this much fall off.
Welcome.
Until we go to Milwaukee too. So just really looking forward to tonight. I think we have a really good Venture Foods, Nice Motorsports Chevrolet. So I think we'll have a good night. Just gotta be in the top 5 in the first stage. That's the first goal. And,
you guys are rocking. Hit that like button, everybody.
I think the contenders are up there in the top 3 right now. So if we can compete against them first stage, we'll have a shot at it.
Well, certainly the truck has speed, and the short track ace, Caden Honeycutt, going to try to make something happen here tonight at Richmond. Jason?
Well, let's check in with Corey Heim as he gets ready to roll here. Still looking for that regular season championship here. That could happen here tonight. You got a pretty good advantage over the 19 truck and Christian Eckes, but what do you got to do here tonight? I know this is a fun track. I got to imagine it feels right in your wheelhouse here at Richmond.
No doubt. I think we just go out and do our own deal, execute all we can. A lot of it's, dependent on how the 19 does. So can't lose sight of what we have to do and go out and execute. At the end of the day, if we don't win the regular season title, we can still go win some stage points and win the race for playoff points. So, I'm really excited. As you mentioned, I feel like Richmond's kind of in my wheelhouse. It's my 3rd trip here at the Truck Series and feel like I get better every time. So looking forward to getting out there with our Tricon Safe Light Toyota Tundra TRD Pro.
All right, the race we talked about, the championship, you guys got into each other at IRP. Then you had a couple of weeks to kind of stew over that a little bit here. What did you do during those last couple of weeks here to kind of get you recharged for now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even though we had a couple of weeks, we got over it within the first hour after the race being over. So we're all good. I've got a lot of respect for Christian. But as far as myself, just kind of took some time to relax, ran some late model races to knock the rust off last weekend, and back at another short track.
All right, there he goes. He's a racer. He's coming here to race tonight. That's Corey.
Hello,
Heim,
Drizzy.
Getting ready to roll off here and try to
Jesus
find the
bless
regular
you and your
season
family. That is
championship
right.
for the 5-time
Same
winner.
for you, my friend.
Chris Wilner.
And he's chasing the driver by 50 points that has that regular season championship lead coming in. Your pole sitter, Christian Eckes. Christian, you guys have been on a rail here as of late, looking to lock up the regular season title. What would a capitalization moment be to get into victory lane to start, your run to the postseason?
Yeah, it'd mean a lot for sure. I'm not sure if our Instacoach Chevy's very good. It sat on the pole, obviously, but I hope it's not as one lap preferred as I think it is. So, I mean, we'll fight hard tonight and see what happens, but wasn't very happy with it in practice and got the pole, so a little bit more optimistic. But, yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. Our number one goal tonight is to obviously wrap up that regular season championship. At the same time, if we go execute and do our job, that'll take care of itself. So just super proud of everybody, and we'll see how tonight goes.
And obviously, we're you guys practice and qualified, and during the heat of the day, we're going to run into the night. So how do you expect the track to change? And do you think the truck maybe will? You said it wasn't good in practice, but do you think maybe it'll get a little bit better at nighttime?
I mean, I like the sound of that. I hope it does. I'm not sure. I mean, the track will definitely go through some transitions tonight. The Cup cars ran on it, and it rubbered up a little bit. So hopefully that plays in our favor, but overall just excited for tonight.
All right, it's going to be fun to watch again. Coming from the pole, that is Christian Eckes, a 50-point lead, looking to lock up those bonus points for being the regular season champion.
It was career pole number 8 for Christian Eckes, and he will lead the field of the green flag coming up in just a little bit.
Just a little bit, guys. It's counting down.
Handle the smoke? Then Toyota.
Everybody, don't forget, while you're here, hit the thumbs up, like, share. We're doing a triple stream, TikTok, YouTube vertical, and YouTube full. Those of you guys want to experience the full version of it, be sure to head over to YouTube, get the full version of it. Right on, HG. Light the tires, man. Let's light them tires up. Get them hot. Think it'll be a good... Nothing like a night race, right? Some water.
Are on deck and they're next from the Richmond Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Here we go.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
The most stressful
Let's
night of
bump
racing
that down a little bit. Make sure I'm not blasting you guys.
Family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at Daytona International.
That's right, the real race was going to be here. I won't have any
Keep
football
up with
or
all of the action during
have
the
any
2024
actual
NASCAR
video
season
footage of
with
it,
NASCAR
but
today.
we will have
William
audio.
Byron has won the Daytona 500.
Every weekday throughout the season, we'll bring you the latest news and insights.
At that point, I really had in my mind, okay, we can really win this.
As we count down the days to championship weekend in Phoenix.
It's surreal still. I can't believe I'm in this position.
I'm Chase Elliott. Listen to NASCAR Today every weekday right here on the Motor Racing Network.
They're getting ready to do the national
Well,
anthem.
you've met most of the contenders. I think you understand what's at stake. How does it all play out? We'll find out over the course of 250 laps. Alex Hayden,
200.
obviously you come in a couple of different scenarios. You're either, and we're talking about the race for the playoffs and the 6 drivers that are right there. You're either in, but only just in, below, but only just below. Do you suppose these teams will look at it differently?
What is up, Daniel?
Just go out and get every inch you
How you doing,
possibly
man?
can?
Yeah, it's easy for you to say, yeah, we're going to go out and run our race and let the chips fall where they may. That's really easy to say. The bottom line is there's a lot of pressure. You need to be a playoff contender. You cannot win a championship and potentially re-sign a sponsor or sign a new sponsor if you're not in the playoffs. It's that important for these teams out there. And I think what you do come stage time is contingent on where you're at. If you don't need the points and you simply have to win, stage points can afford you to do something a little different. If not, you're going to be at the mercy of trying to get as many as you can.
Pretty good crowd on hand to watch it all unfold under the lights here at the Richmond Raceway. It is race number 16, and it's the regular season finale. Now trackside for pre-race ceremonies.
Here we go, guys.
Fans, please rise as you're able. Remove your hats, and veterans render a hand salute as the Thomas Dale High School Junior ROTC Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Here to offer tonight's invocation,
Stand up,
please welcome
guys.
Fort Gregg Adams Chaplain, Captain Kevin McCarty.
I invite you to join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, your word tells us that in the beginning you made all things, and that when you were done, it was very good. We're also told that you made us in your image, and in that image is the desire to do all things well. Today, these drivers come together to compete and to excel in what they do. They and their teams will take to the track and push themselves and their equipment to the limits in order to achieve victory. They will reveal your image in them as they seek to run their race well. So we ask that you might empower them for this race. Give them strength of mind, body, and equipment. Grant them safety on the track and in the pit, and grant safety to all of us in the stands. And grant all of us, no matter where we may be, the joy of a race that is very good, just as your work was at the beginning of time. In your Son's name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome Nashville charting artist from Smithfield, Virginia, Celeste Kellogg.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
Better than All-Star Game.
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Pre-race ceremonies wrapping
Start
up. The
your
season,
engines.
Regular season finale for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is next.
NASCAR Live Race Day has
War.
been brought to you by Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing information, visit toyotaracing.com.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a Shakespearean actor.
Oh, woe is me. Well,
That was a good rendition. Unlike the All-Star game, that was terrible.
The voice of NASCAR.
Looking for motorsports podcasts you won't find anywhere else? Check out the Motor Racing Network's lineup of exclusive podcasts. MRN Classic Races, Junior's Journey, The Many Hats of Jack Roush, Richard Petty, Road to Royalty, 50 Years of MRN, Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career, and The Tough Trucks of NASCAR. Find these and more MRN exclusive podcasts on podcast providers and MRN.com.
Drivers, start your engine!
Your home for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Green flag goes in the air and we are underway.
The Motor Racing Network.
2 by 2 by 2. They're about 10 rows deep of double wide racing. Taylor Gray to the bottom. Nick Sanchez outside, and they're crashing mid-pack.
The voice of NASCAR, the Motor Racing Network.
Checkered flag is in the air and Corey Heim has scored the win.
Audio just cut out. Why did that cut out? We started over. There we go.
Live on the Motor Racing Network.
Here we go.
It's the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Get a big thumbs up. Get ready to rock and roll past the race cars today, pal. Oh, boys, let's execute. Have a good day.
Today, the Clean Harbors 250 from Richmond Raceway. Brought to you by Clean Harbors, where excellence is our standard and extraordinary is our norm. By Craftsman. Shop for special deals at Ace Hardware. Visit craftsman.com/deal of the race.
Hello.
By Geico. Geico's mobile app has
Autocorrect
24/7
will
claim
get you
service and
sometimes.
on-the-go policy info. Get more with Geico. By
Get
hands-free
more with
Skechers
Geico.
slip-ins. Just step in and go. By Blue Green Vacations, the official vacation ownership provider of NASCAR, invites you to believe in the power of vacation. By Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing information, visit toyotaracing.com. And by Sunoco. From NASCAR to your car, Sunoco Fuel helps your car reach peak performance.
Make sure you use Sunoco fuel.
Back
And guys,
here
don't
at
forget to hit the
Richmond
thumbs up on the
Raceway, we get
stream,
closer
everybody.
and closer to the command of fire engines and getting the regular season finale underway here for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and the Clean Harbors 250.
Todd Gordon, let's talk about this opportunity to race your way in and race for a championship. How many strategies, if you're 5 down or 5 above the cut line we're talking about, how many different strategies do you have in your pocket as you watch the race unfold?
Yeah, you have to look at it and just figure out where you want to be. If you're 5 down or 5 ahead, you're just trying to race for all the stage points you can. Put yourself in good positions. If you're more than that, or if you end up, you watch the cars that you're racing, it's almost a race within the race. When you look at these 4 guys around the cut line, 2 above, 2 below, and you try to race those guys for points and figure out where you're going to be. You may get a little bit more desperate on how you call the strategies. We've seen that out of Ben Rhodes' team in the past. They put themselves in great positions with really with alternate strategies. I don't know that you'll see a bunch of them with the tire allotments here. You kind of laid forward, but we'll see where that all plays out. Cautions could dictate opportunities to be different than everybody else.
You bring up the Goodyear Eagle tires for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series running the 15-inch Speedway radials. They get 5 sets of tires for the event, which means you throw away a set after practice. So you got the set on the truck and essentially 3 sets of tires laying in the pit box down there. How big of a wrinkle does that come into play for these crew chiefs on strategy?
Now, if you look at it, that ends up being like a set at the end of stage 1, a set at the end of stage 2, and a set left to make a call later. So we'll see where it all plays out. They're kind of tied in, but you try to figure out where you can get yourself a competitive advantage, especially if you're in one of those situations where you have to make it happen after stage 2 that you don't feel your points are there.
250 laps, Todd. Stage 1 done at lap 70. We're going to see tires being changed there for sure. Stage 2 complete at lap 140. Then 110 more laps to the black and white checkered flag and the end of the regular season.
Lights are on here as we have a beautiful sunset, obviously, to our west, which is behind turns 3 and 4. So why don't we get the party started? Time to go trackside to get
Cup
the
Series tomorrow night. I will have camera footage.
Richmond Raceway. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Please welcome NASCAR Hall of Famer and 7-time Cup Series champion, Richard Petty.
There he is, the man.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines. There they go.
Legendary Richard Petty with the command. The engines come to life, 36 in all. The Clean Harbors 250 on deck for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series live on the Motor Racing Network.
Across North America, Clean Harbors is leading the way in environmental protection and sustainability. We're looking for extraordinary members to join our mission. Our team members are the backbone of our success. Their dedication and passion make a real impact and ensure a cleaner, greener future for all of us. Search careers at cleanharbors.com for more information. Join Clean Harbors and be a part of something bigger where excellence is our standard and extraordinary is our norm.
From the infield garages to the race shops, NASCAR Hot Pass is your all-access ticket to the latest news from the sport.
Well, we got them down, now we put our foot on them. And that's the attitude you got to have.
I don't think it's a move that can have any success at Martinsville. I still don't know why it worked.
Stay up to date with all of your favorite drivers all year long.
Get to the Final Four is what every driver in NASCAR's goals are.
NASCAR Hot Pass, weekday mornings from the Motor Racing Network.
Trey Hutchins, the only driver that did not qualify for tonight, will step aside. When we come back, we'll give you the 36 drivers starting lineup from Richmond Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
And we have it scrolling here.
You crave power, but your ride is holding you back. Feeling the burn of mediocrity instead of the thrill of domination. E3's cutting-edge tech, the same spark that fuels NASCAR champions, also delivers maximum fuel efficiency, so you spend less time at the pump and more time at the track. This is championship performance. This is E3 Spark Plugs. Don't just dream of speed. Make it your reality. Power, speed.
E3. What are you running? What's in your car? There we go.
Now, here's the starting lineup.
In position number 36, it'll be Jerry Bowman. Keith McGee will start 35th. Justin Carroll, ready to go from 34th. 33rd starter, Mason Maggio. Spencer Boyd will start 32nd, and Mason Massey will start 31st.
Thad Moffitt will start 30th. Stephen Parsons goes 29th. Connor Jones will start 28th. Connor Zilich will start in the 27th spot. Tanner Gray qualified 26th. Lawless Allen 25th. Timmy Hill starts 24 and Jake Garcia 23rd. Brett Holmes will start 22nd. Connor Hall will start in position number 21.
20th starter will be Chase Purdy. Ty Dillon 19th. Matt Mills will start 18th. Matt Crafton from 17th. 16th starter Rajah Caruth. 15th will be Bailey Curry. 14th will be Dean Thompson. Daniel Dye will start 13th. Stuart Friesen will start 12th. And starting 11th is Ben Rhodes.
Tyler Ankrum will go 10th. Nick Sanchez qualified 9th, and Caden Honeycutt 8th. Taylor Gray starts 7th. Corey Heim will go 6th. William Sawalich will start in the number 5 spot.
Finally,
Lane
gas
Riggs rolls
goes.
off
It
in
does
the 4th
go.
position. Grant
HG.
Enfinger starts 3rd. On the front row, starting 2nd is Ty Majeski. And Christian Eckes won the pole position in qualifying earlier today with a lap of 22.755 seconds, 118.655 miles per hour.
15 races put us in this position, this being race number 16 of 2024. Taylor Gray, Ben Rhodes, Tanner Gray just above the cut line. Daniel Dye, Stuart Friesen, Matt Crafton just below it. For 250 laps under the lights on this 3/4 mile Richmond Raceway. You've already heard from Jason Toy and Chris Wilner down on pit road. Let's bring in the final member of the Motor Racing Network broadcast team from outside turn number 3. It is Mike Bagley.
Thank you, Jeff. Good evening, everybody. We are indeed positioned high atop turn 3 tonight here at the Richmond Raceway, and it's nail-biting time. If you're one of those drivers that Jeff and Alex have described, along with Jason and Chris, trying to get into the playoffs. A lot on the line tonight, and to do it, you're going to have to deal with a D-shaped racetrack. Capital letter D. The boat-out portion is the front stretch. D. Turns 1 and 2. Banked 14 degrees, backstretch, a 5-second sprint to another set of corners with 14 degrees of banking. Corners enough, or wide enough, that is. You can run 3 wide, maybe 4 wide if you have to. Fast lane will be the bottom lane. And that lane will work up depending on how these trucks' chassis give up and how the tires give up as well. It's always a fun time when the trucks go racing at Richmond Raceway. And we'll cover all the action from high atop turn 3 tonight here at the action track.
On the boat out part of this capital letter D, the front side, that's where the start finish line is. It, however, is just off of turn number 4, so it's going to be a quick dash when you exit the corner and get back to the start finish line, which is banked at 8 degrees here at Richmond. Now for a final thought from pit lane, we start at the exit of pit road, and Jason Toy.
Well, we're looking at things here tonight. The scenario got those two stages to work through early on, which will not affect fuel, because fuel falls between 115 to 120 here, so no need to worry about that. The last stage, most teams will split that one in half to use that final set of Goodyear Racing Eagles. 3 sets are laying here in the pit box here tonight. They're going to be valuable because you got to learn to be able to conserve your tires, especially in long runs.
Conserve your tires, guys.
Richmond. Chris Wilner, one of the things about on this pit road, you might not win the race on pit road, but you certainly can lose the race here.
That's 100% Jason Toy. That could be the difference for a driver making a playoff appearance or not, and that is coming off of that 14 degrees of banking in turns 3 and 4 safely on the pit road. Here at Richmond, that pit entry is almost back toward halfway between turns 3 and 4, which means the angle for a driver to get onto pit road and also get down to 40 miles an hour could be critical. A lot of drivers told me in practice they made attempts to come down on pit road and nail that pit entry speed, but it is going to be critical. Remember last year, Carson Hocevar pitted under green with 40 to go to get a 4-tire stop that he ended up going on to win the race. If that's the case, could pit road be the difference for a driver locking themselves into the playoffs? We'll find out here at the end of 250 laps.
And there's your broadcast team, Jason Toy, Chris Wilner. On pit road, Milford, Delaware's Mike Bagley outside turn number 3. My name is Jeff Striegel. Alongside is Alex Hayden and the crew chief, Todd Gordon. You've won championships before. and you've probably lost a few by a point or two. Stage 1, 70 laps. Again, you're just above or just below. How do you approach stage number 1?
Just got to figure out how you're going to make your step, put yourself in the best position on lap 70. You can't use up tires going here as you look at it. As Jason talked about, 3 sets laying. You got to get to stage 1 before you can put tires on. You got to make sure that coach your driver through, take care of it, make sure it's in a good position to maximize your points when you get to lap 70. Don't use it up on the front side and end up backing yourself up come finishing time.
Alex Hayden, how's this one for a question? Just above or just below? You want a young, aggressive, first, second, third-year driver, or do you want a veteran like a Ben Rhodes or a Matt Crafton? Who do you want?
That's a great
Be
question
amazed,
because the veterans,
Harris,
obviously,
right?
like Ben Rhodes, he knows how to win a championship, knows how to keep his poise under pressure. But I'm very impressed with a lot of these young drivers. They, too, have been able to understand what it takes to get to the top when it comes with the brightest lights on the stage. Do need to give mention to Connor Hall, starting smack dab in the middle of the field in the 21st position. 27-year-old out of Hampton, Virginia, just down I-64,
Virginia.
making his Craftsman
Let's
Truck
go,
Series
guys.
debut tonight.
Hit the
He's a
thumbs up
Langley
like on
track
the stream
champion,
while
and
you're here.
He's getting ready to have
Thumbs
a lot
up,
of
thumbs
folks
down.
here
Just let me
from
know.
nearby Hampton to root him on in
Thumbs up,
his series
thumbs
debut.
down.
Yeah, and when you say that, you take a look around this racetrack, and there's a good hand, a good crowd on hand, and a beautiful
Let's hit 10
Richmond
likes
sunset
on the
out
stream.
behind turn number 4. Regular season finale about to go under the green flag. Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, row 1. Grant Enfinger, Lane Riggs, row 2. And for the start now, from Goldsboro, North Carolina, here's the Motor Racing Network's Alex Hayden.
Crowd comes to their feet. They give a mighty roar, hats in hand. Field makes their way up off turn number 4. Rich Keeter on top of the flag stand, puts the green flag in the air. Great start from the inside for Christian Eckes. Not so much outside lane, and Ty Majeski.
Ty Majeski is going to lose the lead. He's going to lose second. He may lose third. Slow on the juice for Majeski. Side by side now with William
Here they go.
Sawalich for third as Christian Eckes starts to pull away already.
And you got Taylor Gray right there. They're 3 wide. Gray on the bottom, Lane Riggs on the top. They'll bounce off one another. William Sawalich will give up that fight. Right in front of them, a side-by-side battle for the runner-up position.
Ty Majeski in the outside line trying to come back to life now. He'll ease up alongside Grant Enfinger. Bender out in front for Majeski. Majeski grabs second. Enfinger will fall to third.
And quickly snap his truck back in line. Meanwhile, they're side by side for the moment for position number 4. That will end by the time I quit talking. Going to the inside is Taylor Gray. He'll pick up that position. That is the number 4 spot. Further back, Mike, they're still getting after it.
And that is a mess. Nick Sanchez faced a 3-wide situation for a moment. And now double wide on the back straightaway. He's trying to hang on to the spot, but he's got a lot of company. William Sawalich, Ben Rhodes, and Corey Heim all around him.
Yeah, you've got a side-by-side battle coming up and off the corner. Make it 3 wide now because Ben Rhodes is going to go all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Nick Sanchez, no choice but to give up the fight.
He will extract himself from that wheel-to-wheel battle for the 6th position as it exits onto the back straightaway. He'll lose 2 spots, and he'll lose them to Ben Rhodes and William Sawalich.
So the top 10 will settle down for just a moment. Further back, driver trying to race his way into the championship, Stuart Friesen. He's not settling down at all. He and Jake Garcia are really racing hard. This is 14th and 15th in turn 2.
Jumping into the corner, Friesen's going to squeeze him down on the yellow line right at the bottom. Here is Friesen around the outside. He'll grab that spot. He'll stay to the outside of Ankrum as well.
We are 5 laps in. Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, Grant Enfinger,
CeeLo,
Taylor Gray, and Lane Riggs. Now, prior to the broadcast, we were talking about those above, those below.
I'm still not getting
by
any video.
Points. Alex, let's explain what the points are and how quickly things change.
And that's because of qualifying, essentially. The driver that was last in on the point standings,
I don't think
Tanner
they do
Gray,
it on,
started deep in the field, back in the 26th position.
Yeah, I'm not getting any
Daniel
video.
Dye was 5 points out. He started the race 13th. So the green flag flies, lap number 1 goes on the board, and things change drastically. Daniel Dye is now 13 points in, and Tanner Gray, because of the poor qualifying effort, is 13 points out. So Todd Gordon, if you're Daniel Dye's team, does this change the way you race?
I don't think it does right now. I think you got to look at it.
HC,
we'll
you're
see
crazy.
where it gets to when we get to lap 60, 10 to go in the stage. That's when you've kind of got to make a decision on How far forward has Tanner come? Where are your running position? How many points are you in a position to do? I think right now you've got to be racing the racetrack and making sure that your car is going to have the longevity to be around at lap 70.
Well, he's racing more than just a racetrack right now, and Mike Bagley can weigh in. Daniel Dye is the person we're talking about. He is 10th. He's above the cut line. He is right behind Nick Sanchez, but Daniel Dye's got a lot of company at the tailgate.
Yeah, he's got Caden Honeycutt back there. Bailey Curry is on that tailgate of Honeycutt. But for now, Daniel has settled in, not pushing any situations right now, just content to ride behind Nick Sanchez.
After picking up 3 spots on the initial laps of this race, get all you can get while the tires are outstanding, and essentially then try to hold serve throughout. Race leader continues to be Christian Eckes. Ty Majeski has run him back down by the tone of a deficit of about 3 truck lengths, and that is it. Another 5 back to the 3rd place running Grant Enfinger, and a significant gap back to 4th. Taylor Gray and Lane Riggs rounds out the top 5.
Ben Rhodes is right there running 6th. William Sawalich, Corey Heim. Then you get back to Nick Sanchez and Daniel Dye. And one thing to keep in mind, even if Daniel Dye stays exactly where he is, if Mike Bagley, Tanner Gray, which he is, begins to climb the leaderboard, the advantage Daniel Dye will evaporate. Even though Daniel's not doing anything, Tanner Gray needs to climb the leaderboard, and he needs to do it in a hurry.
Yeah, Tanner Gray's got his work cut out for him. So does Daniel, although given the advantage of that point situation that you just documented. All that's going on while Ty Majeski has tracked down Christian Eckes for the lead.
Right in his tire tracks off turn number 4 is the Thor Sport driver Ty Majeski.
Awesome.
Eckes and that blue, yellow, and white
Yeah, guys, let's hit the thumbs up. We've only got
field,
1 like on the stream. Let's get to 10 likes.
Majeski's going to take a peek to the bottom of the racetrack in the middle of turns 1 and 2, but he can't find any room to race. Instead, he'll follow Eckes off the end of the back straightaway. Now look to the outside in 3.
And Grant Enfinger right behind. Best seat in the house. To watch the battle for the lead go side by side off turn number 4. Eckes on the inside. Ty Majeski on the outside.
Ty Majeski with a flex here in the early going, getting his work done on the outside of the racetrack. While
I've got.
Christian Eckes
Does this look
still
all right
is using
with
the
the
lane down
format
low.
setup?
New leader, Ty Majeski by a truck length and a half, maybe even 2, back to 3.
Christian Eckes can breathe if only for a moment, but another veteran beginning to close in on the tailgate. That is Grant Enfinger. Enfinger and that team really pouring on the coals here as of late, and he's going to the inside for 2nd.
Perhaps maybe Christian Eckes' truck is not to his liking right now. Eckes will slide up the racetrack. He'll lose another truck length or 2 to Ty Majeski, the leader, and allow Grant Enfinger to close in on him for that runner-up battle.
And Mike, you may remember that Christian Eckes told us in the pre-race show, he goes, I know it's good for a fast lap, but I'm not so sure how it will perform over the long run. And right now I think we're starting to see as Grant Enfinger continues to close in.
Well, Eckes has just made his first adjustment. This is his 2nd lap running the middle of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. While he is not gaining on the leader, he is able to hang on to the 2nd spot, at least for now.
Between Christian Eckes
I can't
and
show
Corey
any video
Heim,
on here.
they've combined to win 8 of the last 12
There's not any of
Truck
the
Series races.
aerial
right
cam
now,
or anything
Eckes beginning
live
to
on
fade
this
just a
race.
bit after leading the opening 12 laps. Corey Heim mired back in the 2nd half of the top 10. He currently sits 8th.
And now Martha Stewart for Skechers. When I make a dish or embark on a craft project, I always use the finest, most fabulous ingredients and materials. Which is why, when it comes to footwear,
Martha Stewart.
love Skechers. Because Skechers is the comfort technology company and uses the most luxurious, innovative materials and designs to make wondrously comfortable footwear with all the fits and features like Arch Fit and Skechers' world-famous air-cooled memory foam. It's exactly the way
Are you on the road?
Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
We got the radio with the stats live here.
You'll love Wing Nation. All the latest sprint car news and interviews from the stars of sprint car racing from around the country. Join Ashley Strumming, Aaron Evernham, and me every Tuesday on Motor Racing Networks and Wing Nation's Facebook pages. We go live with the weekend's winners and newsmakers from around the country. You can also find the podcast of all past shows on YouTube or subscribe to the podcast on any of your favorite podcast providers. Wing Nation, all sprint cars, all the time.
All the time, guys.
No change at the front of the field with one exception. The gap between first and second has grown. Ty Majeski, the leader now. His lead over second place Christian Eckes is 1 full second. Make that Grant Enfinger, I should say, is 1 full second. Enfinger there. Taylor Gray, Lane Riggs make up the top 5. We've got 50 laps to go here in stage number 1. From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Voice of NASCAR.
Jeff Gordon wins the Daytona 500. Jeff Gordon's rise to one of NASCAR's all-time greatest drivers was one like no other. Relive Jeff Gordon's journey to the NASCAR Hall of Fame with the exclusive MRN podcast, Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career. 93 Cup Series wins, 4 Cup Series championships, and 3 Daytona 500 wins. A career rivaled by few others. Check out MRN's Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career.
You got, oh, you're on CeeLo's channel. Okay. Yeah, he's a great streamer as well.
You may know that Victory Junction provides fun, adaptive, and life-changing experiences for kids with all levels.
So you're supporting a bunch of streamers, HG. They're awesome, man.
Chronic medical conditions. But did you know that camp is free for the children and families we serve? Your support helps every camper build a foundation.
I hope you guys are doing.
I'm Alex Triegel. To my left, championship-winning crew chief Todd Gordon. We're high atop the start-finish line. Out in the beautiful evening as the sun continues to set, off to his right shoulder, Mike Bagley over on the perch in turn number 3. And then on the pit lane, Jason Toy and Chris Wilner.
We are 25 laps complete. 45 remain in stage 1, and 225 remain in the Clean Harbors 250. Christian Eckes led the first 12 laps before Ty Majeski got by him, and Ty now has led for 14 laps as he comes across the line right now. It's Majeski over Eckes, over Grant Enfinger, Taylor Gray.
CeeLo would not care.
Riggs. That is your top 5. We're running the
Really?
season finale, or check that, the regular season finale. We'll run the season finale a little bit later on down in Phoenix. The question remains, what drivers will be racing for a championship when the checkered flag flies here later tonight?
As we sit, Taylor Gray is 75 points to the good. Ben Rhodes plus 43. Daniel Dye is holding on right now in the 10th spot, plus 12 over Tanner Gray, who is essentially stalled out around the 22nd position. So Tanner Gray took the green flag in the playoffs, but because of a bad qualifying effort and the green flag flies, points changed on lap number 1, and he now finds himself on the outside looking in.
Tanner Gray down 12, Stuart Friesen down 20, and Matt Crafton down 48. And Ty Majeski, Mike Bagley, looking very strong here early on at Richmond Raceway.
There is no doubt that this racetrack really plays into his wheelhouse. He's a super late model racer from the Midwest. He has gotten a lot of work done on tracks like this and smaller than this. So when you think Ty Majeski, short track, you think the two go hand in hand, and they are now. Because not only is he pulling away from those on the lead lap, he's starting to put many a lap down in the process.
As lap number 30 is about to go on the board, that'll give us 40 to go here in the opening stage of the Clean Harbors 250. Let's get you to pit lane and find out what these drivers and teams are thinking here in the opening laps. Jason Toy.
Well, one of the big things right now is they want to get to the end of this stage so they can make adjustments. The drivers that would need those adjustments, like Christian Eckes, who had the lead early, just started getting a little bit tight. They want to make some chassis adjustments for him to be able to get that push off the corners a little bit better for him, to fire off there. Also, guys you talked about that are past that bubble and Stuart Friesen, they've kind of just leveled off. A lot of these guys want to make those changes that we had from the daytime that transitioned to the nighttime here tonight at Richmond Raceway. So they're looking forward to that first round of pit stops here where everybody's just kind of got what they've gotten so far out of the tires and kind of leveled out here on this part of pit road. How about in front of you, Chris Wilder?
Well, two different stories. Jason Toy at the front of the field, Ty Majeski picking up where he left off after getting his first win of the season at IRP last time out. And he told me before the race, he said, I'm tired of hearing about this regular season championship battle and how dominant Corey Heim and Christian Eckes have been. Our team knows when to peak, and we're peaking right now at the right time as we get set to go in the playoffs. He's made no...
Daniel Dye is up another spot to 9th, and Nick Sanchez is 10th.
11th is Caden Honeycutt. Bailey Curry is 12th at the moment. Tyler Ankrum 13th. Stuart Friesen 14th. 15th to Matt Crafton. Jake Garcia 16th. 17th Matt Mills. Connor Zilich 18th. Connor Hall is 19th, and Rajah Caruth is 20th.
Running 21st is Ty Dillon. 22nd is Connor Jones. 23rd is Tanner Gray. 24th, Dean Thompson. Timmy Hill is 25th. 26th is Chase Purdy. 27th, Lawless Allen. 28th is Stephen Parsons. Brett
All right,
Holmes
it's catching back
29th,
up. The
and
upstream
Mason
is
Massey
now.
is 30th.
Spencer Boyd, 31st. Thad Moffitt, 32nd. Mason Maggio, 33rd. Keith McGee, 34th. Justin Carroll, 35th. Jerry Bowman parked his truck on lap number 17.
Seems to be clearing up
He is
now.
going to be scored tonight, 36.
And that look at how they're running here on lap number 37 is presented by hands-free Skechers slip-ins. No bending down, no touching your shoes. Just step in and go with hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
Right now, Ty Majeski out front by 2.7 seconds over Christian Eckes, who, by the way, last lap was the fastest truck on the racetrack, but that's going to change. Mike Bagley, that's going to change all the time. Last lap after that, Matt Mills, who was running 16th, was shown as the fastest truck on the racetrack, and a lot of that has to do with the heavy-duty traffic all the way around here.
Oh, no doubt. You got heavy-duty traffic. You got tires that are wearing. You're about 40 laps into a run, so those that have are feeling it, and those that have not are feeling it right now. A lot of them are needing to come to pit road. There's a lot of skating here on the racetrack, and there's a lot of lap traffic to deal with. These drivers really have their hands full here in the early going.
A couple of drivers swapping positions, or two drivers trying to get into the playoffs.
All right, we got excellent connection now, guys. I'm not sure what's happening. Internet.
That left the bottom open for Matt
Gotta love it.
Crafton, so Crafton will go to 14th. Stuart Friesen falls back to the number 15 position now with 30 laps to go here in the opening stage.
Boy, you got to look at Tanner Gray right now is running 23rd. He very shortly, Alex Hayden, is going to be in position to go a lap down. He right now has Dean Thompson, Timmy Hill, and Chase Purdy between him and race leader Ty Majeski. That would be the last thing you would want to have happen before the end of stage one.
Absolutely will. So what do you tell your driver in a scenario like this, Todd Gordon?
Yeah, you just got to tell him to hit his marks and try to take care of the tires, and know that you've got another almost 30 laps to run. Try not to overslip tires. Keep it where it's driving back as good as it can, and you've got a second back to the leader. You're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, and right now he can see him in the rearview mirror, talking about Tanner Gray running 23rd, can see the race leader Ty Majeski just out back behind the rear tailgate. 42 down, Majeski, Eckes, Enfinger, Taylor Gray, Lane Riggs, top 5.
Craftsman is back on track and racing for a miracle. Help support your local Children's Miracle Network Hospital and save 20% off select Craftsman V20 products. Shop this deal of the race at Ace Hardware. Do it fast. Do it proud. Do it with Craftsman. 20% savings offer available at participating Ace Hardware stores and on acehardware.com. Restrictions apply. See craftsman.com/deal of the race for details. From tickets, parking, and travel, race weekends can be stressful. Let Racing Electronics make communication easy. With a scanner and Easy Talk intercom system rental from Racing Electronics, you can effortlessly talk over the noise of the race. Hear uncensored driver and crew communication from every team in the race, or tune into the race broadcast with your favorite MRN announcers. To learn more, visit RacingElectronics.com today.
45 laps complete, no change in the top 5. It continues to be Ty Majeski out front, and he's comfortably out front over Christian Eckes, Grant Enfinger, Taylor Gray, and Lane Riggs from Richmond Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
The voice of NASCAR.
.22 laps to go in the stage, 2:02 in the race. Majeski leading by 2.7. That lead by Majeski over Eckes will fluctuate, but it has to do with when they hit traffic. Majeski leading over Christian Eckes. Grant Enfinger just got pass by Taylor Gray, so Taylor up the spot, Alex Hayden, and Lane Riggs holds down position number 5.
Yeah, boy, Taylor Gray made a bold move on Infinger in lap traffic. Lane Riggs is right there in the mix as well. That is 3rd, 4th, and 5th here as they spill up off of turn number 4. As we're down to 20 to go here in the opening stage. So here's a look at some of the biggest movers and losers to this point in the race, presented by Craftsman. Take advantage of special deals now at Ace Hardware. Visit craftsman.com.
Well, the movers are Connor Zilich up 11 and Connor Jones up 10. Matt Mills and Tanner Gray, and again, Tanner just took over 3rd. Mills up 6, Tanner up 5. On the other side of the equation, Dean Thompson down 9, Brett Holmes down 7, Chase Purdy down 6, and the other one of note, Stuart Friesen, Alex Hayden, down 5. He's going the wrong way.
Yeah, he is. And also Todd Gordon, Ty Majeski just put a lap on Tanner Gray, took it 3 wide off turn number 4. Got buy one, get one on Tanner Gray and Matt Mills. Majeski's got him a lap down, and more bad news for Gray is he's not the first truck in line to get the free pass.
No, he's 3rd in line right now, and at the pace that Ty Majeski is holding on to here, I think Rajah Ruth is next in line and is vulnerable to Ty. He's just really putting laps together right here. Really impressive.
Only 21 trucks on the lead lap after just 53 laps. Ty Majeski right now, Mike Bagley, just putting on a clinic.
It is amazing to watch him go to work. He will take his time. He has been very methodical about the passing that he's done. And then he made that 3 wide move a couple of laps ago that Alex described. And even with that, putting that truck in that momentary bind, still able to pull away, still able to put trucks down. Right now, Ty Majeski is a rock star under the lights here in Richmond.
How about a battle for the 2nd spot headed to turn number 1? The orange and black Toyota of Taylor Gray to the inside of Christian Eckes.
Side by side coming into the corner. Good race coming to the back straightaway. As Eckes slides wide, that gives the bottom of the racetrack to Taylor. Taylor had that advantage for a moment, but Eckes now rallies back topside.
And they're going to run right into the back end of some of the cars that just went, or trucks that went a lap down. You've got Tanner make that Taylor on the inside. He's going to slip by on the inside and move Eckes back to 3rd.
Great race in the early going for Taylor Gray as well. He has caught Christian Eckes. He is just by foul trouble. Turn number 3. One truck hard and up into the outside wall. It's Matt Mills. Something happened on that truck, and he just gave this outside retaining wall a sledgehammer shot. He made contact. The truck is coasted down the banking, sitting crossways of the banking between turns 3 and 4.
Now.
Matt Mills bringing us under the caution flag for the first time today with only 14 laps remaining here in the opening stage with Ty Majeski as the race leader.
Meet Calvin.
Hi.
Calvin won $50 off his roommate. That's because Calvin has the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Which he used to make a pasta
Not
song
refreshing.
playlist.
I'm a geniuki.
Calvin blasted this on
There's a
repeat
caution.
after betting his roommate couldn't
They're slow
complete a
on
4-day juice cleanse.
Oh, I can.
The song Proper Pappardelle pushed him over the edge.
I love carbs.
Good thing Calvin is one of millions with the iHeartRadio app. Download it today and get paid to ruin your roommate's stupid cleanse. Like Calvin.
NASCAR fans, the time is now to turn your love of racing into free tickets, merchandise, VIP experiences, and much, much more. Rack up fan rewards points by watching races at home, playing fantasy, completing challenges, and visiting tracks. Then redeem your points for epic prizes. You are in the driver's seat. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards loyalty program today at NASCAR.com/fan-rewards.
From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Sage Fruit is a premium grower, packer, and shipper of Washington tree fruit. Apples, pears, and cherries, and it's always an exceptional eating experience, and they're grown in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Not only is their produce healthy, but they are grown with such care and precision that you can count on each piece of fruit having exceptional flavor. High-quality fruit, exceptional flavor, healthy snacking. Make sure when you go to your local grocery store, ask for Sage Fruit. Sage Fruit, it's our first choice for quick and easy snacking.
NASCAR fans, thinking about heading to the track? The official NASCAR Tracks app is the ultimate resource for planning and attending your next event. Discover tickets, event schedules, maps, and facility information to make your experience memorable. Get notified of the latest happenings right on your mobile device.
Ready, green flag, green flag.
New for 2024 is scanner access right from your phone.
Got a race to win, my man.
Listen to driver and team communications while at select NASCAR Tracks. Download NASCAR Tracks today on the Apple App Store or Google Play.
Motor Racing Network's broadcast of the Clean Harbors 250 is brought to you by Clean Harbors, where excellence is our standard and extraordinary is our norm.
Back to Richmond Raceway as the pit lane was just open, and Jason Toy, there was quite a few drivers that elected to come in.
A lot of decisions, a lot of talk there on that final half a lap before they came around to the ends of the pit road if they were coming or not. We saw a lot of the front runners make their way in. Lane Riggs came in here on lap 58. Christian Eckes, who had the lead early, fell back a little bit. Started to come to him, but they're trying to go for as many points as they can here right now. Also, we saw Grant Infinger in, Williams Sawalich, Jake Garcia, Daniel Dye, Taylor Gray, who was getting better as the run went on, Stuart Friesen, and Caden Honeycutt, all before tires, Sunoco Fuel here on this end of pit road, and making those chassis adjustments, Chris Wilner.
One of the drivers that came in on just the plus side of the bubble was Ben Rhodes. They made a four-tire change and filled it up with Sunoco fuel. He mentioned his race truck was not in the racetrack, so they made a pretty big chassis adjustment as well. Nick Sanchez was inside the top 10. They made a four-tire change with Sunoco fuel, and also Connor Hall getting his Truck Series debut.
Fuel.
The local from Hampton, Virginia, said he was really tight off the corner. They made an air pressure adjustment for Goodyear Eagles and Sunoco fuel as well on my end of pit road.
Ty Dillon's going to get the free pass. This is how it shakes out. Majeski came off of turn number 4, green light on, electing to stay on the racetrack, and I think he figured most everybody among the top 10, 12, 15 would do the same. That was not the case. Everybody from second on back came onto pit road with the exception of Tyler Ankrum and Connor Zilich. Lead lap trucks, only 3 stayed out. Majeski, Ankrum, Zilich. Todd Gordon, crew chief, what do you think of the call?
Well, I thought that more would stay out. I thought this was going to be back about
I'll be right
14th
back,
or
guys.
15th. A lot of guys being aggressive here, but I think that they're going to be fine for where this ends up. Probably lose the stage win out of this because the tires will drive by them, but they're going to be in a great position for stage 2 when they've got to run that next set of tires as long as they do. This caution has been extended a little bit. We've got a safety truck hooking up to a car stuck on pit road, extending the caution laps. There'll be less laps these guys have to run on these tires.
Here's something else to throw into this. Tanner Gray came into this on the plus side as far as the championship cutoff goes here in the regular season finale. He's still down now because of the poor qualifying effort. He stayed on the racetrack, as did a handful of other trucks that were a lap down. You had to think that they were considering that not everybody was coming to pit lane. They can't take the wave around, so they're going to be stuck one lap down. However, Tanner Gray is in position for the next caution flag should he be able to hang on as the lead or the first truck one lap down.
Yeah, what do you want to watch, Alex? The 3 drivers that stayed out on old tires get run over by those that came to pit road with new Goodyear Racing Eagles, or Tanner Gray battle it out with Timmy Hill, Mason Massey, Thad Moffitt, Brett Holmes, and others to try to make sure that he's in a free pass position when we see the green and white checkered flag fly to end stage 1.
I think it's going to be as tough for Tanner Gray to hold on to that free pass position as it is for Ty Majeski to hold on for the stage win here, because once they reset, he comes back. All the guys that came to pit road that were a lap down, they're 2 rows behind him on new tires. I think he gets used up in a lap here and loses that free pass position.
Half a lap away from going back under the green flag as they get ready to head for the Geico restart zone here at Richmond Raceway as the field bundles up behind the pace truck. As we're getting closer and closer as they're coming to the Geico restart zone presented by Geico. Is your insurance playbook lacking? Switch to Geico and get all your insurance coverage from one place. Go to geico.com today to get started.
Boy, there's a lot on the line right now. The stage points are valuable for a number of drivers. Who gets them? Who scores the stage win? What happens to Tanner Gray? Let's find out. Green flag back in the air. 7 to go. Majeski down to the inside. He'll lead the field back to turn 1, and they're already 3 wide.
And scramble for the lead. Here comes Christian Eckes flying around the outside. He'll bypass Ankrum. They're 3 wide for third. Here's Eckes. He wants the lead. He'll get it. Majeski dropping like an anchor off the end of the backstretch.
It's like he's dragging a piano. They're 4 wide behind him with those 3 trucks that stayed out on the older tires. Majeski slips off turn number 4. He's going to be freight trained again in turn number 1.
He is back to 6th. He's back to 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Majeski in a free fall right now as Eckes brings the field to the back straightaway with Taylor Gray in hot pursuit in 2nd.
Grant Enfinger, Ben Rhodes right there. Lane Riggs, that's your top 5. Daniel Dye has cleared all the heavy traffic. The top 6 go nose to tailgate, down to 5 to go. The battle's from Matt Crafton on back.
They stack it up coming into the corner. Corey Heim is right behind him. He's in that battle. Heim all the way to the top of the racetrack on that one. Majeski, he is beyond mid-pack as everybody races back to the corner.
From the lead now to the 17th spot for Ty Majeski on old tires. But Todd Gordon, explain why this may not necessarily be a bad decision.
Well, these guys are all going to have 7, 8, 9 hard laps on these tires. Ty Majeski's going to come and get his set of stickers at the end of the stage. Yes, he lost the stage win in the stage points, but he's going to have that tire advantage of almost 10 laps on the field. He'll drive his way back forward to the lead.
3 laps to go in stage number 1. Top 2 have pulled away. That is Eckes and Ankrum, then Enfinger and Ben Rhodes. That's the battle for 3rd. And Lane Riggs right now. Mike Bagley running 5th.
Yeah, they all stack it up coming into 1. Race leaders Christian Eckes and Taylor Gray, 1 and 2. You got Enfinger in 3rd. Enfinger's about 10 truck lengths behind this lead battle.
The saga for Tanner Gray is no good. He has fallen way down to 28th, getting freight trained by those lap trucks that did come to pit road for fresh tires. We got 2 laps to go here in the opening stage. The field goes back to turn 2.
Eckes and Taylor Gray, bottom of the racetrack, turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Grant Enfinger's hands are full. Ben Rhodes has been on a full court press.
93 season. Available on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
Pit road is open. A number of trucks are on pit road. Ty Majeski being one of them. Chris Wilner.
And it is not the stop that they needed for Ty Majeski. He complained about the race truck, as you guys saw on the restart on old tires, being super free on entry and on exit. But on the 4-tire change, the right front tire, when it was taken off by the crew member, rolled down pit lane. They've got a tire sitting now on driver's right here on the pit road. Several trucks had to miss it. That'll be an ensuing penalty for the ThorSport team. Not what Ty Majeski needed after his crew chief Joe Shear Jr. said, believe in the flip. This will work out for us in the end, but they're going to have some time to make up at the end. Jason Toy, anybody but you?
A couple of drivers that came in. One that came in last caution, that was William Sawalich. They brought him in. They only did a chassis adjustment and put in Sunoco fuel. Tyler Ankrum, who's a couple of pit stalls behind him, he stayed out back after that first caution. He made his first pit stop. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel for him. Very little adjustments, though, because he said he started to get a little snug down there towards the end.
So this round of pit stops wraps up. We can tell you that Christian Eckes, with that stage win, has officially clinched the regular season championship. And also congratulations to Taylor Gray, who has clinched a playoff spot on points after Taylor Gray finished stage 1 in the 2nd spot. He's now 86 points to the good and clinching a playoff berth.
And we've been talking about all of those racing around the cut line. We really have not given you those drivers that we know will be racing for a championship, and they include Christian Eckes, as Alex just pointed out, Corey Heim and Nick Sanchez, Ty Majeski. This has no bearing on what happens here tonight. So it's Eckes, Heim, Sanchez, Majeski, Rajah Caruth, Tyler Ankrum, Grant Enfinger, and the most recent name to the list is Taylor Gray. That leaves 2 spots up for grabs. Right now, the 2 that have them, Ben Rhodes and Daniel Dye, but that could change.
We're still under caution for the 2nd time, but the laps continue to count. 65 to go now in stage number 2.
Across North America, Clean Harbors is leading the way in environmental protection and sustainability. We're looking for extraordinary members to join our mission. Our team members are the backbone of our success. Their dedication and passion make a real impact and ensure a cleaner, greener future for all of us. Search careers at cleanharbors.com for more information. Join Clean Harbors and be a part of something bigger where excellence is our standard and extraordinary is our norm.
Do you have an unused car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or RV taking up space? Put it to good use by donating it to the NASCAR Foundation. Proceeds help fund medical resources for children in our racing community. Your wheels can heal. Call 844-NASCAR-9 and we'll come tow away your vehicle for free. The process is quick and your gift is tax deductible. Call 844-NASCAR-9 to donate your vehicle to the NASCAR Foundation today. Your donation will help our children survive and thrive.
The Blue Green Vacations fastest lap of the race so far has been run by Christian Eckes at 116.384 miles per hour. Blue Green Vacations, the official vacation ownership provider of NASCAR, invites you to believe in the power of vacation. With Blue Green, you can create a lifetime of memories at our collection of unique, locally inspired resorts and enjoy exclusive access to VIP NASCAR experiences. Start your vacation journey today at bluegreenvacations.com.
When we come back, the green flag will be ready to come out for stage number 2. We have 173 laps remaining in tonight's event. From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
This is Steve Post. If you love sprint cars, you'll love Wing Nation. All the latest sprint car news and interviews from the stars of sprint car racing from around the country. Join Ashley Strumming, Aaron Evernham, and me every Tuesday on Motor Racing Networks and Wing Nation's Facebook pages. We go live with the weekend's winners and newsmakers from around the country. You can also find the podcast of all past shows on YouTube or subscribe to the podcast on any of your favorite podcast providers. Wing Nation, all sprint cars, all the time.
We're at the start-finish line.
William Byron on pole position. Green flag is out and we're racing.
We're in the turn.
Here to the inside comes Kyle Larson. He and Hamlin bump.
We're on pit road.
4 tires Sunoco Racing Fuel. The race out from pit road is Denny Hamlin. Eric Jones goes off second.
We are live from the track. The Motor Racing Network, your home for NASCAR racing. Don't miss a lap, pit stop, or side-by-side race for the win. Listen to all the play-by-play action on your local radio station at MRN or NASCAR.com. Motor Racing Network's broadcast of the Clean Harbors 250 is brought to you by Clean Harbors, where excellence is our standard and extraordinary is our norm.
Christian Eckes to the inside, Taylor Gray to the outside, then Grant Enfinger and Ben Rhodes. We're ready to go. Stage number 2. We have 61 laps in it. The green flag is out. We're back underway. Christian Eckes trying to get away in turn number 1.
And he'll do it from the top of the racetrack and now slide down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll grab the lead, leaving a great side-by-side battle for second. Here's Grant Enfinger. Also Taylor Gray there, Ben Rhodes, and Lane Riggs all looking on as well.
Also, we need to tell you, after Chris Wilner described the right front tire getting away from the pit crew on the pit stop, Ty Majeski was penalized for the uncontrolled tire, had to restart at the tail end of the longest line. Meanwhile, the field's in turn 2.
And that field is led by Christian Eckes. Side-by-side racing further back. Here's Daniel Dye digging down to the inside of the racetrack. He'll race wheel to wheel with Corey Heim to 3.
Ben Rhodes right in front of him. Matt Crafton right behind. Daniel Dye solidly in at the moment. You don't want to make a mistake, Mike Bagley, right now. You got to play it just a little bit safe.
Corey Heim has gotten around Daniel Dye as Dye will slide back in line and follow him through Crafton on Dye's tailgate. Haven't talked a lot about Corey Heim tonight, but he's starting to come to life and getting ready to crack his way into the top 5.
He is right on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to find some real estate to advance up the leaderboard. He's going to have to close in a couple of truck lengths on the back of the Ben Rhodes truck. Ben, the veteran, is savvy, holding him off.
Corey's done a great job of managing equipment here in the early going, but now it's time to go. But he's not being aggressive. He's doing what he needs to do and taking what the truck is giving him. And right now, that's gotten him up to 6, 2 truck lengths behind Ben Rhodes.
And right behind them, you got Rajah Caruth and Nick Sanchez racing side by side right in front of Ty Dillon. They'll stay that way. Ty looking down to the inside, thinking about 3 wide.
A couple of teammates going wheel to wheel off into the corner, or former teammates, I should say. You've got Nick Sanchez, you've got Rajah Caruth. Ty Dillon will look low for a moment as Caruth will back away, and Dillon will punch a hole to his inside.
Ty Dillon having a nice run after getting a free pass early on with the first caution flag that came out after Matt Mills hit the wall in turn number 3, and he's making the most of it. Finds himself inside the top 10.
Ty Dillon comes off the end of the front straightaway. He'll dial up the low lane, trying to ease around the Nick Sanchez truck. He will not find that access off of 2, but he'll get it on the back straightaway. Oh, and Sanchez just slams the door in his face in 3.
55 laps to go in the stage. Eckes, Enfinger, Taylor Gray, Lane Riggs, Ben Rhodes. That's your top 5. Corey Heim, Daniel Dye, Matt Crafton, Nick Sanchez, and Ty Dillon running right together, Mike.
Now Ty Dillon will change that. He'll dive to the bottom of the racetrack in turn 1. He'll take that spot before they reach the midway part of the corner. And that leaves Nick Sanchez to fight with Rajah Caruth, Jake Garcia, and Connor Hall is in this mix.
They are, as they go nose to tailgate right up off of turn number 4. Stuart Friesen is there as well. And then the hard-charging Connor Zilich. By the way, driving the number 7 truck is Zilich. After that stage, the number 7 truck has clinched an owner's points playoff berth. So they've got some work to do if they want to try to get up and get another win.
You know, the other thing that we need to mention, because Lane Riggs, and we talked to him on pit road with Chris Wilner, remember when we said points don't matter, but a win would? Well, Lane Riggs has been 4th, give or take, all night long. Daniel Dye has worked his guts out to get up to 10th among points. That would not matter if Lane Riggs could figure out a way to walk off with the black and white checkered flag.
Yeah, that would be the most heartbreaking thing in the world for Daniel Dye and that race team, to race their way in on points, but then have it all taken away if somebody outside of the top 10 picks up the win, i.e. the Lane Riggs truck, who is pretty sporty right now, rides by himself in the number 4 position with a lot of racing still to go, 161 laps.
Yeah, he's not alone up there in the top 10. Lane Riggs is not. Matt Crafton could win and get in. He's 8th. Ty Dillon is 9th. He could do the same thing. But Mike Bagley, we got a long way to go, and right now there's nobody in the class of the race leader, Christian Eckes.
No, he's starting to pull away from Grant Enfinger. His lead now is up to about 7 or 8 truck lengths over Enfinger. Grant has about maybe 5 or 6 back to Taylor Gray, another dozen or so back to Lane Riggs. So the front 4, front 5, pretty much stretched out, but tell you what, boys, towards the tail end of this field, they are throwing haymakers at each other.
They absolutely are. Stuart Friesen is the one essentially in front of that hornet's nest off turn number 2, trying to get away from it.
He's trying to get away from Bailey Curry, and he's trying to get away from about a dozen of other trucks that have been double wide, 3 wide, including Lawless Allen, Jake Garcia, Tanner Gray, lots of others involved in this, including Ty Majeski.
And that's what I was going to say next to you, Mike. Inside this boxing ring of heavy hitters is Ty Majeski. He'd love to go, but there's no place to go.
Yeah, he is landlocked on the bottom of the racetrack, about 3rd, 4th in line, and he just cannot move. He's got to wait for these lanes of traffic to do the moving, and he's right now smack dab in the middle of this battle, I'm trying to say.
Here's a look now at how they're running, presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins. No bending down, no touching your shoes. Just step in and go with Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Christian Eckes right now is the race leader over Grant Enfinger. Taylor Gray running 3rd, and Taylor Gray knows that he will be racing for a championship when they take to the racetrack next. Lane Riggs is 4th. Ben Rhodes right now 5th. Corey Heim 6th. Daniel Dye comfortable at the moment, but that could change. He's 7th. Ty Dillon 8th. Matt Crafton 9th. Nick Sanchez 10th.
Running in position number 11 is Connor Jones, with Connor Zilich going 12th. 13th is Tyler Ankrum. 14th is Rajah Caruth. Caden Honeycutt is 15th, and Stuart Friesen 16th. Bailey Curry 17th. Connor Hall is 18th. Ty Majeski is now 19th, and Brett Holmes is 20th.
Jake Garcia right now 21st. William Sawalich 22nd. Lawless Allen 23rd. Tanner Gray 24th. That's not where he needs to be. He's got so much work to do yet if he's going to race for a championship. Dean Thompson 25th. Timmy Hill 26th. Chase Purdy 27th. Mason Massey 28th. Spencer Boyd 29th. Stephen Parsons completes the top 30.
Thad Moffitt is 31st. You've got Justin Carroll 32nd. Mason Maggio 33rd. Keith McGee 34th. Matt Mills is 35th. And Jerry Bowman will be 36th.
Craftsman is back on track and racing for a miracle. Help support your local Children's Miracle Network Hospital and save 20% off select Craftsman V20 products. Shop this deal of the race at Ace Hardware. Do it fast. Do it proud. Do it with Craftsman. 20% savings offer available at participating Ace Hardware stores and on acehardware.com. Restrictions apply. See craftsman.com/deal of the race for details.
From the community in the campgrounds to the action on the track, there's something for everyone at Michigan International Speedway. Here we go. The green flag will be flying all weekend long with 3 races and endless opportunities for a good time. End summer with a bang and discover why a NASCAR race in Michigan is anything but slow. NASCAR weekend at Michigan International Speedway, August 16th through the 18th. Get your tickets now at mispeedway.com.
Back here at Richmond Raceway, Christian Eckes has a 0.4 of a second lead over second place Grant Enfinger with 42 laps to go in stage number 2. From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hi, this is Mike Bagley. Join me along with the cast and crew of the Motor Racing Network every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. Hear exclusive interviews.
It's my responsibility as a driver to leave the sport in a better place than it was when I got here. And certainly sometimes it comes with controversial takes.
The best moments from each of NASCAR's premier series.
They bang sideways at the line. Photo finish.
An in-depth breakdown to the latest NASCAR news and more. It's NASCAR Live every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern.
Relive the thrills of over 50 years of NASCAR racing with the Motor Racing Network's Classic Race.
36th Annual Southern 500. They come down to the start-finish line. Bill Elliott and David Pearson get down.
We dig into the MRN audio vault for unforgettable races and moments.
Dale Jarrett's got the lead. Earnhardt's not going to get him. Dale Jarrett is going to win the Daytona 500.
Available on MRN.com and podcast platform.
Alan Kulwicki out of turn number 4, the new Winston Cup champion. He does it across the line.
MRN Classic Races.
Back here at the Richmond Raceway, it is the Clean Harbors 250, and all of a sudden, Mike Bagley, we've got a battle for the lead headed your way.
Grant Enfinger has turned the wick up on the tailgate of Christian Eckes. He is a half-truck length behind, with Taylor Gray hovering in third.
They are beginning to catch the tail into the field yet again. Mason Maggio will be the first driver they're going to have to deal with in turn 2.
And that'll force Christian Eckes and also Grant Enfinger to make the choice. Which way do they go, inside or out? Here they come to the back straightaway. Not quite on the doorstep of the lap traffic yet, but lap traffic will see the cars or trucks coming, and Eckes will dip to the high side in 3.
Top 3 running nose to tailgate up and off turn number 4. Eckes just a truck length over Enfinger. Enfinger just a truck length and a half over Gray.
And Enfinger will drive it in deep into the corner, getting around the lap truck of Mason Maggio, making that pass. Now here comes Gray. He'll do the same halfway down the back straightaway.
As we continue to work the Clean Harbors 250 Richmond Raceway, watching a good 3-truck battle for the lead. Eckes, Enfinger, and Taylor Gray. The rest of the top 10, Alex Hayden, you've got Lane Riggs and Ben Rhodes. That's your top 5. Corey Heim in front of Daniel Dye, who is 7th. Ty Dillon, Matt Crafton, and Connor Jones. That's your top 10.
So let's welcome Buddy Judy, Director of Marketing for Clean Harbors, to the broadcast. How you doing this evening?
They're dialed in for us.
Hey, I'm glad as well, and I'm glad you were able to work your magic wand there with Mother Nature. So, Buddy, we got to ask you, how many trucks does Clean Harbors have on the road these days?
We have over 7,000 on-the-road trucks across the country, North America, Canada, and the U.S.
which means they got to have drivers. You got over 7,000 trucks out there. What about the drivers, the ones who make it go?
We have 5,000 drivers. We're looking for new drivers all the time, anyone that's great and safe. We want to keep everybody safe out there, and we need guys that are good at their job, and we're a good place to work.
Clean Harbors, now that is something a lot of folks know about, but those who don't, that's what we're here for, talking about it and tell you a little bit more about it. So where does Clean Harbors operate?
We're based out of Norwell, Massachusetts, but we operate all over North America and United States and Canada. We have facilities in all the states. We recycle oil, we process waste, we have landfills. We keep things out of your communities, out of your groundwater, things like that.
Otherwise being able to control the weather, what about NASCAR and sponsoring this NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race, the Clean Harbors 250? Why is NASCAR such a good fit for Clean Harbors?
Over a decade ago, Clean Harbors bought Safety Clean. We've been involved in NASCAR for over 30 years. So that just enabled our company to get more of our brands out there in front of more people, talk about what we do in the garage, recycling oil, parts cleaning for all the teams, all that type of stuff that we do.
Everybody wants to be a part of something that's spectacular like Clean Harbors. So if somebody's interested in finding out more about how they can become part of Clean Harbors and some of the opportunities, where can they do that?
They can go right to cleanharbors.com. On our homepage, you can see careers. You can click on buttons to see our products and services. All our information's out there. We're very transparent. We love to do business with people, have people come and work for us.
Since you already knew what the weather was going to do before we got here tonight, who's going to win the race?
You know, we had 3 of the truck drivers up in our suite earlier. We had some customers up there. We brought 3 of the drivers up. We were hoping one of those guys might win, but it's this season Heim's hard to bet against, right? And he drives for a great team.
You're right about that. Currently, Corey Heim is 6th in the running order. Director of Marketing, Buddy Judy, we can't thank you and your entire team at Clean Harbors enough for not only coming up and visiting with us, but putting on another fantastic race.
Thanks to you and all the folks at MRN. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely right. The Clean Harbors 250, Jeff, getting down to it, 29 to go here in the stage.
And when we last left you, it was Eckes by 1 truck length over Grant Enfinger. That has not changed. Grant by 2 truck lengths over Taylor Gray. That is not changed. Lane Riggs, Ben Rhodes, top 5, 112 laps complete. Christian Eckes with 28 to go in the stage leads them here tonight at Richmond.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Wait. Skechers put the S in comfort?
Yes, comfort you have to feel to believe. Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
You sure? Because I won a spelling bee in the 5th grade, and I don't think there's an S in comfort.
Yes, Skechers, we put the S in comfort, like our hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear that's completely touchless. You just step in and go. There's no bending down and no tying your shoes. And they have Skechers Air-Cool Memory Foam for incredible comfort. Because at Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Okay, well, I've got some Skechers slip-ins. Here, let me try. Okay, I'm just stepping in and... Oh, wow. Skechers put the S in comfort.
Duh, we told you.
See for yourself how Skechers put the S in comfort. Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Off 4 side by side for the race lead, Grant Enfinger and Christian Eckes.
Here comes Grant Enfinger. He'll dive to the inside of Eckes off the end of the front straightaway. He'll complete the pass off turn number 2. Grant Enfinger, new leader here under the lights in Richmond.
That'll put Eckes 2nd, and right behind Christian Eckes, the 3rd place runner, that's Taylor Gray, looking for room to race here at the start-finish line. Taylor Gray now side by side for 2nd.
As Grant Enfinger pulls away from the lead, with the lead that is, here comes the Gray truck. Bottom of the racetrack. He'll take 2nd out of turn number 2. Christian Eckes now falling off the pace just a tad in the last couple of laps.
23 laps to go in the stage. Grant Enfinger out front. Taylor Gray now 2nd. Eckes 3rd. Lane Riggs 4th. Ben Rhodes 5th from Richmond Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hi, I'm MRN lead pit reporter Steve Post. Go behind the scenes each week with me and championship-winning crew chief Todd Gordon for MRN Crew Call.
Really proud of those guys and what they put together.
Where we talk to first-time winners. Crew chief for Trackhouse Racing, Travis Mack joins us, and champions from the NASCAR Cup Series. Your 2022 championship-winning crew chief Paul Wolf to the Craftsman Truck Series. The championship-winning crew chief with driver Zane Smith joins us. You can download MRN Crew Call wherever you get your podcasts.
Feel like you're in the driver's seat and never miss a second of the race action with Racing Electronics. Racing Electronics scanners allow you to listen in on uncensored audio from your favorite drivers, spotters, and crews the entire race. Hear team strategy with critical passes, dangerously close calls, and all the pit stop drama. To learn more, visit them at racingelectronics.com. Be race ready. Be RE equipped.
Motor Racing Network's coverage from Richmond Raceway is brought to you by hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Just step in and go.
At the moment, the driver from Fairhope, Alabama, 39-year-old driver Grant Enfinger, leading the way. 120 down, 130 remains. The last time Grant went to victory lane last August, Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Mile. That was 20 races ago, and right now he is leading, looking for career win number 11. Taylor Gray second, Christian Eckes third. Lane Riggs, Ben Rhodes top 5. Then it's Tyler Ankrum, Corey Heim, Daniel Dye, Ty Dillon, Connor Zilich, Alex Hayden. That's your top 10.
With Ty Majeski, who led 51 laps earlier in the race, had a pit road penalty. He has rebounded. He's up to the 11th spot now, trying to take the 10th spot away from Connor Zilich. So Ty Majeski, who won at Indianapolis Raceway Park, is going playoff racing. So he's just trying to get up there to try to get the win. Now, the regular season championship has already been locked up after stage number 1 from Christian Eckes. For more on Eckes' drive tonight, here's Jason Toy.
Well, one of the big things for him, Alex, on this long run here in this second stage is that he started to get very, very tight and snug. And what he says, he can't rotate the corner as good as Grant Enfinger can in front of him, or Taylor Gray that got past him just a little while ago. So they just told him to hang on. We'll get to the end of this stage. We'll get it adjusted for you and try to get it back.
He's not the only one, Mike Bagley. Ben Rhodes beginning to backslide through the field. He is down to 6th. Tyler Ankrum got by him just a few moments ago. Majeski working with Connor Zilich. There's a lot of different things to try to keep your eyes on as they make their way around this racetrack.
And the biggest thing is the battle for the lead. Here comes Taylor Gray to the inside of Grant Enfinger, to the inside of the lap truck of Jake Garcia in 1. Here's Garcia. He'll swing around the outside. Gray will ease through. He'll take the lead. Enfinger falls to 2nd as Christian Eckes continues to fade, still in 3rd.
Taylor Gray driving like a man who understands what his future holds. That means playoff racing. He is already clinched on points tonight to go playoff racing, and that's a big shot of momentum. Why not go get the win?
And Taylor Gray has gotten the lead, and he's pulling away. Now he'll slide up the racetrack just a little bit, coming off the corner. Still focused on the bottom line for the most part. But once he has gotten the lead away from Enfinger, he has pulled away, and right now is about to put a lap on Mason Massey.
And he is looking for his first ever win. Taylor Gray right now leading here at the Richmond Raceway. He does so over Grant Enfinger, Christian Eckes, Lane Riggs, and Tyler Ankrum.
Treble turn 3, Matt Crafton around. He'll lose control of his truck. Spin it to the bottom of the racetrack and almost make contact with the safer barrier. May have touched it just for a moment. But Matt Crafton, solo spin in turn 3. Truck now, bottom of the racetrack in turn 4, and he'll leave the spin scene right there.
That'll put us under the caution flag for the 3rd time in tonight's Clean Harbors 250. Matt Crafton needing to race his way into the playoffs. He's never missed the playoffs at this level. Right now, he's got some work to do.
Hey, I hear you think podcasts are all about true crime, huh? Well, wise guy, the iHeartRadio app's got all kinds of podcasts. We got stuff you should know and stuff they don't want you to know. We got Bobby Bones, Big Boy, and Lou Later. We got SpongeBob Binge Pants and Exotic Erotic Story Time. We got Doughboys, Two Dudes in the Kitchen, Green Eggs and Dan. Hey, we got Elf Quest. We got podcasts for everything on the iHeartRadio app for free. If you don't download that, well, that's not just a true crime, my friend. That's criminal.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back here at Richmond Raceway, waiting to see if the green light comes on a driver's left at the entrance to pit road. Right now, it remains closed, and it now opens up. We'll find out now with 10 laps to go in stage number 2 if anybody, Todd Gordon, elects to come in.
Yeah, this is the same scenario we saw at the end of stage 1. Be interesting to see. I think they're all coming.
Here they come off the racetrack. Indeed, the top 3, 4, 5 are going to make their way at least. The majority of the lead lap trucks, as a matter of fact, are coming in. Chris Wilner.
Ben Rhodes is going to peel off from his position. He said the truck is still tight off the center of the corner. They're going to go ahead and fill it up with Sunoco race fuel, working on the right side, changing those Goodyear Eagles. It'll also go to the left side for a tire change. Nick Sanchez is in as well as Connor Hall on my end of pit road, and Ty Majeski with those fresher tires going to get another set aboard that Ford. How about you, Jason Toy?
Taylor Gray is going to hit his mark. 4-tire Sunoco fuel for him here. He's saying his truck was pretty good. Also, Grant Enfinger is in. Taylor Gray having to zigzag his way through some other drivers coming in. The drag race is off. Give it to Grant Enfinger. Taylor Gray also working their way off of pit lane. It will be Christian Eckes, and also in there Lane Riggs, and another good run for Tyler Ankrum. He's going to be 5th off on pit road on this end. But most of the teams, matter of fact, all the teams, 4 tires, Sunoco fuel, and we did see a lot of chassis wrenches.
There will be 9 laps to go as we work under the caution flag for the 3rd time in the race. From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Sage Fruit is a premium grower, packer, and shipper of Washington tree fruit. Apples, pears, and cherries, and it's always an exceptional eating experience, and they're grown in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Not only is their produce healthy, but they are grown with such care and precision that you can count on each piece of fruit having exceptional flavor. High-quality fruit, exceptional flavor, healthy snacking. Make sure when you go to your local grocery store, ask for Sage Fruit. Sage Fruit, it's our first choice for quick and easy snacking.
NASCAR history.
What I learned from Ken Squire, Barney Hall, and Ned Jarrett, I could never repay. Ken never told me what to say or what not to say. I learned very quickly that I was never going to be another Ken Squire. I don't think anybody could rise to that level.
Motor Racing Network's NASCAR Live presents podcasts 50 years of MRN. Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career, the 1993 season, Junior's Journey, and more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
8 laps to go in stage number 2, 1:18 remaining in the Clean Harbors 250 as we work under the caution flag. Now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network. Motor Racing Network is live at Richmond Raceway on a Saturday night under the lights, racing the Clean Harbors 250 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in their regular season finale. I'm Alex Hayden alongside Jeff Striegel and Todd Gordon. You got Mike Bagley out in the corners. Up and down the pit lane are Jason Toy and Chris Wilner.
Ty Dillon and Stuart Friesen, along with Bailey Curry, did not pit. And they are at the front of the field as we get ready to put them back under the green flag. Grant Enfinger lining up 4th. Taylor Gray, Christian Eckes, all of these trucks pitted just a moment ago. Riggs did, he's 7th. Tyler Ankrum 8th. Daniel Dye 9th. And Corey Heim completes the top 10. 133 laps complete. 7 to go in the stage, 1:17 to go in the Clean Harbors 250. The field's getting ready for a Geico restart. Presented by Geico. Is your insurance playbook lacking? Switch to Geico and get all of your insurance coverage from one place. Go to geico.com today to get started. Alex Hayden, we've seen it before. Those on those brand new Goodyear Racing Eagles, those without, are sitting ducks, and we've got 3 of them at the front of the field.
This is going to be another hold-your-breath restart here on the short track at Richmond Raceway with those 3 drivers, Ty Dillon, Stuart Friesen, Bailey Curry, and the older Goodyear Eagle tires. Here they come to the Geico restart zone.
Coming off of turn number 4, green flag goes in the air. Stuart Friesen, Ty Dillon downstairs. Oh, they make contact. 4 wide, headed to turn 1.
And Stuart Friesen's going to punch a hole to the inside. He'll take the lead. Grant Enfinger and company taking it all the way to the wall. Here's Friesen, though. He'll lose the lead out of 2. Enfinger around the outside as the mad scramble continues off the end of the backstretch.
It absolutely is. Drivers on the old tires just trying to hold their line. Fresh Goodyear's trying to get all they can, and more stage points are up for grabs in just 5 more laps.
Enfinger and Eckes are away in 1 and 2. Matter of fact, Eckes is going to take a look to the high side of Enfinger in 2. Nothing there. He'll take a look to the inside of Enfinger on the backstretch. Nothing there. Eckes back to the outside of Enfinger in 3.
4 to go in the stage. Grant Enfinger, Christian Eckes, Daniel Dye, Lane Riggs, Corey Heim, top 5, nose to tailgate.
And they settle down coming off the end of the front straightaway now as Grant Enfinger, Christian Eckes, and also Daniel Dye, 1, 2, and 3. Halfway down the back straightaway, Lane Riggs looking on and getting company from Corey Heim.
Heim will look to the outside of Lane Riggs up off of turn number 4. Riggs, however, slides up across the bow of Corey Heim. Good race for the number 4 spot.
And here's Heim. He'll look again to the inside of Riggs in 1. Nothing there. Riggs will slam the door in his face. Riggs will keep 4th. Heim now will settle in 5th as everybody throughout the field begins to exhale and collect themselves after a very intense restart.
Lane Riggs has been 4th virtually all night long. No matter who's been out front, no matter who's been behind him, Lane Riggs with a solid run tonight. Top 3, though, nose to tailgate off turn 2.
Enfinger, Eckes, and Dye, those 3 trucks Jeff just mentioned. Further back, Rajah Caruth and company getting with it now from 7th, 8th on back as the battle for 2nd begins to tighten.
Christian Eckes looks back in the rearview mirror and sees Daniel Dye. Dye came in on the bottom side of the cut line to get into the playoffs. He's not only trying to get in on points, Mike, maybe even get his first career win.
Here they come back into the corner. Up front, battle for the lead. Eckes now running in 2nd. Going to look for Enfinger to make a slip in 3. He won't do it. Everybody diving for the bottom of the corner.
Green and white checkered flag. Grant Enfinger off 4. Final time to complete stage number 2, and he has scored his first stage win of the season. Grant Enfinger picking up the green and white checkered flag. Stage 2 is complete. Christian Eckes across the line 2nd. Daniel Dye 3rd. Lane Riggs and Corey Heim complete the top 5. Ben Rhodes was 6th. Rajah Caruth 7th. Tyler Ankrum 8th. Taylor Gray was 9th, and Connor Jones completes the top 10.
We're down to 110 laps to go in the Clean Harbors 250 here in Richmond.
Across North America, Clean Harbors is leading the way in environmental protection and sustainability. We're looking for extraordinary members to join our mission. Our team members are the backbone of our success. Their dedication and passion make a real impact and ensure a cleaner, greener future for all of us. Search careers at cleanharbors.com for more information. Join Clean Harbors and be a part of something bigger where excellence is our standard and extraordinary is our norm.
Give us a follow. The Motor Racing Network is on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram. We've got links to all our podcasts, MRN Radio race broadcasts, and NASCAR news and information. Video podcasts on MRN's YouTube and Facebook. On X, use the hashtag AskMRN to connect with us and our award-winning race announcer. Give us a like, post a comment, share a podcast. Just search for MRN Radio, the Motor Racing Network, on all your favorite social media outlets.
They've got One sticker
Back here
set.
at Richmond Raceway as we work under the caution flag for the 4th time in tonight's race. Only 23 laps of caution. First one came out back on lap 55 when Matt Mills made hard contact with the turn 3 safer barrier. Lap 70 was the second caution. That was the end of stage 1. It was won by Christian Eckes. The third caution flag on lap 127 was Matt Crafton spinning off turn number 4. And this latest for the end of stage number 2, which was won by Grant Enfinger.
And by the way, Tanner Gray getting the free pass. Now that's big for him. What's not is Daniel Dye racking up stage points. He's picked up 13 tonight, and right now he's above the cut line by 28. Pit road is remaining closed. We'll step aside and come back with more in a moment from Richmond Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Drivers, start your engines!
Your home for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Green flag goes in the air and we are underway.
The Motor Racing Network.
2 by 2 by 2. They're about 10 rows deep of double wide racing. Taylor Gray to the bottom. Nick Sanchez outside, and they're crashing mid-pack.
The voice of NASCAR, the Motor Racing Network.
Checkered flag is in the air and Corey Heim has scored the win.
I'm Kim Kuhn.
And I'm Ryan Forrest.
Join us every week for Around the Track. We'll get you ready for the upcoming racing action, whether you'll be attending in person or watching at home.
We showcase young and upcoming drivers and tell you what to watch for in all the NASCAR regional series. Plus, our At-Traction segment gives you all the fan activities, concerts, and tailgating fun at each event.
The betting segment will help you win some easy money, and we've got driver suggestions to pump up your fantasy roster. Check out Around the Track each Wednesday on NASCAR's YouTube channel.
Motor Racing Network's broadcast of the Clean Harbors 250 is brought to you by Clean Harbors, where excellence is our standard and extraordinary is our norm.
Pit road is open. Jason Toy, you're up.
Stuart Friesen is in. He elected to stay out last time and fell back through the field. He's got a little damage on the left front. They're going to give a tug on that. Sunoco fuel going in. Left side tires are on. William Sawalich came in. Once again, no tires for him. Fuel only. Continue to make chassis adjustments. Continue work for Jake Garcia on the right rear. Caden Honeycutt, he brought this truck in. One of the crew members went inside the cab to make an adjustment. He still sits on pit lane. Bailey Curry has stalled his truck down on this end. Chris Wilder.
Nick Sanchez came in. They bolted on 4 sticker sets of Goodyear tires onto that race truck, made fuel as well as an air pressure adjustment. Ty Dillon was in, who remember stayed out for those final few laps of the stage. Also, Matt Crafton was in. The caution that he brought out, he had a little bit of left front damage. They pulled out the fender, also changed the tires on that Thor Sport machine.
So that is that set of pit stops. The majority of the field, as a matter of fact, the top 14 elected to stay on the racetrack this time by Grant Enfinger's the leader. Christian Eckes is second. Daniel Dye third. Lane Riggs is fourth. Corey Heim is fifth. Ben Rhodes sixth. Rajah Caruth is seventh. Tyler Ankrum eighth. Taylor Gray ninth. And Connor Jones is 10th.
Taking a look a little bit further down the leaderboard, 11th right now, Connor Hall. Ty Majeski, who has a very fast truck, but if you remember, he had a tire getaway on pit road, relegated him to the tail end of the field. He has been trying to climb it ever since that point. He is right now up to 12th. Connor Zilich, 13th. Brett Holmes, 14th. William Sawalich on pit road just a moment ago, so that will shuffle up the leaderboard. Alex Hayden, does it right now come down to when you make that final call to come to pit road for your final set of sticker tires?
That is the biggest question right now, because that's all these teams have with the tire allotment, Todd Gordon. One set of tires remaining. Do you come down to, I guess it's dictated on how long of a green flag stretch we have, and do you expect a caution flag?
Yeah, that's all the trying to predict the future and figure out where you are here. I mean, logically, if it goes green, you want to split this right in half. So probably on the front side of that, since most of these guys put tires on with 10 to go in the stage. So we'll see where that plays out. But some guys may stay out and see if a caution comes beyond that. Chris Williner, what you got?
Yeah, Todd, well, I was just checking in with the 2 bunch for Nick Sanchez. They are now out of sticker tires. They bolted on the last set here on this pit stop, and I asked Chris Showalter, who works on the crew, and I said, okay, so what's the gamble? He said, well, we scuffed the 5-lap set here on under the last caution for that little sprint to the finish. They'll have that to use if we get a late caution, but they're out of sticker tires. So a gamble by Nick Sanchez and this the Spire team to try to figure out maybe if that's the gamble, I guess, to use your stickers now and maybe have a set of scuffs for halfway through the stage.
It is a gamble, and that's what these teams are having to deal with right now and make these types of decisions. As we get down to it, 102 laps remaining. Here's a look at some of the biggest movers and losers to this point in the race, presented by Craftsman. Take advantage of special deals now at Ace Hardware. Visit craftsman.com.
I'm going to shake it up a little bit, Alex Hayden. I'm just going to go back to lap 135 when we put him under the green flag. We're working lap 148 now. Ben Rhodes up the leaderboard by 8. Connor Jones 7. Connor Hall 7. Also going the wrong way since that point. Bailey Curry down 27. Remember Ty Dillon, who was right up there? Not anymore, down 18. And Stuart Friesen gambling. It didn't pay off. He's down 16. So a lot to do with right now Daniel Dye above the cut line by 25. Tanner Gray outside by 25, Stuart Friesen down by 39, and Matt Crafton's going to have to figure out a way to win this thing.
Yeah, he is. You mentioned Connor Hall being up as many spots as he has, 7 spots since the last restart. He's in the number 11 spot, making his NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series debut tonight from just down I-64 in Hampton, Virginia. Track champion over at Langley Speedway, where Bill Mullis and his team put on great weekly racing. So he's having a fantastic drive.
Yeah, he certainly is. Who's going to have a fantastic drive, Alex, to close it all out? 101 remains in this one. Grant Enfinger starting outside row 1. Christian Eck is to his inside. Row 2, you've got Daniel Dye, Lane Riggs, Green back in the air. Daniel Dye is going to take it all the way to the apron, trying to throw the block. They'll go 3 wide back to 1.
Oh, and Corey Himes going to jam it into the inside of Dye, side by side up front for the lead. Mad scramble on the back straightaway. Enfinger almost gets turned by Eckes. Eckes will crack the throttle. Enfinger for a moment was pointed to the infield, and they're wrecking behind them. Matt Crafton's involved. Dean Thompson's involved. You've also got Mason Massey, who get a piece of it. Also, Keith McGee is in it. And one more truck. Thad Moffitt comes to grief as well here in turn 3.
Multi-truck crash in turn number 3 at the feet of Mike Bagley, including Matt Crafton, who is in a must-win situation to try to get into the playoffs to keep that streak alive. We'll recap it with Mike and tell you who all was involved when we come back.
Do you know what brand sells the most work shoes in America? Skechers. Why? Skechers has the best looking safety toe and slip resistant shoes around. They've got superior quality and simply incredible prices, but many people get them just for the style. So you can enjoy tough, steel-toed protection and slip resistant soles anywhere, even if you don't need them for work. And since they're Skechers, you know they're going to be comfortable with Skechers exclusive air-cooled memory foam. Find your new pair of Skechers safety toe and slip resistant work shoes at a Skechers store, at Skechers.com, or wherever work shoes are sold.
I'm Steve Letarte. Each week, join Todd Gordon and myself for NASCAR Inside the Race, presented by Consumer Cellular. We'll look at all the key moments that propel a team to victory,
including a breakdown on exactly how the race was won. Plus, we'll dive into the data and go in depth on penalties, race strategy, point standings, and rule changes.
And we have all kinds of fun tools to show off, like ghost cars, telestration, and line graphs to provide all the minute details. Catch NASCAR Inside the Race each Tuesday on NASCAR's YouTube channel.
Pit lane remains closed for the moment from Richmond Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
You crave power, but your ride is holding you back. Feeling the burn of mediocrity instead of the thrill of domination. E3's cutting-edge tech, the same spark that fuels NASCAR champions, also delivers maximum fuel efficiency, so you spend less time at the pump and more time at the track. This is championship performance. This is E3 Spark Plugs. Don't just dream of speed. Make it your reality. Power, speed, endurance. E3. What are you running?
Hi,
this is Mike Bagley. Join me along with the cast and crew of the Motor Racing Network every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. Hear exclusive interviews.
It's my responsibility as a driver to leave the sport in a better place than it was when I got here, and certainly sometimes it comes with controversial takes.
The best moments from each of NASCAR's premier series.
They bang sideways at the line, photo finish.
And in-depth breakdowns of the latest NASCAR news and more. It's NASCAR Live every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern.
Trucks involved in the multi-truck crash in turn number 3 a moment ago. Mason Massey got a piece of that. Keith McGee, Thad Moffitt got some of it. Dean Thompson and Matt Crafton got into it. And I would say Matt Crafton was in basically a must-win situation. Jeff, it's gotten even more dire now.
Yeah, it really has. You got to do everything you can. He was well outside of racing his way in. It was one shot, and that's to win it. And he was giving it like you expect from Matt Crafton. He'll give you everything he's got. Unfortunately, there, he just flat got caught up in a wreck over at the feet of Mike Bagley. So we work under the caution flag right now with 96 laps to go. Grant Enfinger trying to do something he hasn't done since the Milwaukee Mile a year ago. Todd Gordon, one of the good guys in this sport.
Yeah, definitely is, and great guy, and opportunities here. Made the transition here to this 9 team, and doing a great job with it and working forward. But Jason Toy, got more to add?
Yeah, the big thing, too, and, of course, last year that was with GMS Racing before they shuttered their doors on the Truck Series program for him, too. And he came over to Cody Rohrbaugh and the CR7 crew here. This is the crew with Cody Rohrbaugh and that crew that based out, well, of course, the shop's down in North Carolina, but the family from West Virginia, too. And they had struggled the last couple of years continuing to try to build the program up. And the shot they needed in that arm was to bring Grant Enfinger in. And Grant brings a wealth of experience in. He came into the race shop. He's helping them manage the shop and build this program up. And so far this year, the results have definitely shown it. If he can bring this truck home in victory lane here tonight, and obviously they're going to run for a championship, but to get that first win for this program would be huge and a huge shot on the arm for these guys as they head towards the playoffs.
Got a veteran crew chief and Jeff Stankiewicz calling the shots for Grant Enfinger. And you're right, Jason. They are turning the season around. His best 5 finishes this season have come in the last 6 races, including 2 second-place finishes. And to take it a step further, the worst finish in the last 8 races was 17th. He had 4 finishes of 17th or worse in the opening 7 races this year. And when you look at the future, Jeff, Grant Enfinger, he's won at 5 of the remaining 8 tracks on the schedule, including the next 2.
You go back to that question I asked you, while it doesn't necessarily pertain to Grant, when I said, who do you want? You want a cagey old veteran who's been there and done that? Or do you want a young, aggressive charger? Using Daniel Dye maybe as an example. And you don't really know which one because you just, it depends on the circumstance. But certainly when you get ready to go into a championship, this would be big for Grant Enfinger and that team to strike their first win just as you're ready to launch into that playoff run and run for the championship. They're good, he's good, and all they want to do now is close it out. And they've got 94 laps before they can do that.
Yeah, they do, but they're going to have to go through at least this one restart. They still have another pit stop potentially on the horizon. And Mike Bagley, the restarts here tonight in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series have been absolutely insane.
Well, we just got a dose of it. It started, if you remember, on that most recent restart, Eckes got into Enfinger and for a moment thought it was going to get turned while they were correcting themselves coming into 3. That's when that mess. I don't even know how to describe that, but it was just a mess coming down the back straightaway. 3, 4, looking 5 wide. And, of course, you got a handful coming to grief down here. But, yes, these restarts, they are volatile everywhere, but they've been volatile here tonight. We'll see if we're about to get another one here shortly.
Green light is on at the entrance to pit lane. The leaders will bypass it and not even give it a wink as they pass it under the pace car speed. I don't anticipate right now, Todd Gordon, anybody is going to show their hand. But this is the difficult part of being a crew chief. When do you come to pit lane? Because We know how valuable brand new Goodyear Eagle tires are, but you also don't want to go too far and get stuck with a brand new set just laying on the pit box when this thing's over.
No, you don't. But, I mean, even at this point now, you've got, 93 laps to go. I would split this in half. And if a caution didn't come, I'd think about taking tires there, under green and just seeing how they drove us back through. I really would be looking to save a set, hoping for a caution somewhere inside of 50 to go.
Our longest green flag stretch of the race this evening has been 56 consecutive laps. So should we get another long run, how important is it to be the first truck, say in the top 10 to 12 positions, to come off the racetrack to come to pit road?
Well, if it ends up going green all the way, then you do want to be on the front side of that. But if you end up racing to a caution, being on the front side means you've got more laps on your tires when the caution comes and closes the field back up. So I want to be on the longer side of this if I'm anticipating another caution. And to your point, the longest green flag run we've had is 56 laps, 93 to go. Inevitably, I think we'll have a caution before the end of the race.
Now, the question is there going to be a caution? Then the follow-up question, Jeff, will there be more than one caution flag? That is something absolutely nobody knows.
No, we don't. And how many times have we seen it where a team will load up with a brand new set of sticker tires down there going, I thought we were going to get one, we didn't get one, and you gamble, and that's when you become, the big loser, because without them, you're going nowhere. How long you wait to put them on may make all the difference in the world.
But it depends on your situation. Some of these guys have got to have that opportunity. They've got to play something different. And they may hang on to that set in case they get one at 10 or 15 to go. A la Matt Crafton or somebody who feels like they have to win their way in. They can't be on the strategy like everybody else. You look for the slim margin.
If as we stay under the caution flag, Todd, what's the latest you would feel comfortable coming to pit lane under green flag conditions? How many laps left?
Great question. If I felt like I needed to make the green flag cycle, I would want to split it. I wouldn't want to be too far past splitting it in half from when we took tires, which most of these guys came at 130. Now take the caution flag laps out of here, but I would split it from there on out. So I would think it's going to be something like, 60 to go.
We shall find out. That would be 30 laps from right now with 90 to go next time by. By the way, if you like what we have for you right now under the lights here at the Richmond Raceway, the regular season finale for the Truck Series and trying to determine the 10 drivers that will race for the championship, we're going to line it up and do it all over again tomorrow night, but the names will change, the vehicles will change. We'll have the NASCAR Cup Series running the Cookout 400, Richmond Raceway. 4 to go before we determine the 16 that will race for a championship in Phoenix in November. And there's a lot on the line there. We go Richmond. We go to Michigan next week, the 2-mile High Bank racetrack before we head off to the Daytona International Super Speedway, 2.5 miles down there, and then on to Darlington and that 1.366 mile racetrack there. Our broadcast will begin tomorrow. Mike Bagley is locked and ready to go, along with Jason Toy and Chris Wilner. NASCAR Live Race Day coming your way tomorrow at 5 Eastern. Mike and the team will take you all the way up to the drop of the green flag, and that is going to be something to watch. Denny Hamlin, by the way, will lead the field to the green flag. That was a bit of a surprise in qualifying. Hopefully you caught it live right here on the Motor Racing Network. Denny Hamlin was not the fastest of the 10 that advanced into the final round of qualifying, but it was all said and done. The driver that has done so well here over the years did it again.
Yeah, if I had to put a nickel down on somebody when we came to Richmond Raceway to have success, it would absolutely be Denny Hamlin. When you're talking about the schedule, playoffs begin for the trucks next time out, which will be Sunday afternoon, the 25th of August, at the Milwaukee Mile in West Allis, Wisconsin. Then they go on to the half mile at Bristol Motor Speedway, to Kansas Speedway, Talladega, Homestead, Miami, Martinsville, and they wrap things up at championship weekend Friday, November the 8th at Phoenix Raceway.
And we head off to the Milwaukee Mile. If you recall, the last driver that went to victory lane there was Grant Enfinger. So much to cover right now, Chris Wilner. What a great time of the year.
Certainly is, and the drama is building here at Richmond. Let's talk to Ben Rhodes crew chief Doug Randolph. Okay, everybody wants to know, how do you approach this last stage? Obviously, points-wise, you've gained a little bit over the course of the night, but it's all about when you get these tires. What's going through your head now as we get ready to go back under green?
Well, we just got to be smart, maybe be a little too conservative here, but Ben's doing a great job out there in the Nashville Stampede Ford, and we're just going to be smart, make sure we don't get too far on one end of the strategy or the other.
Has it been difficult to kind of pay attention to what the racetrack's doing? I mean, I know Ben's giving you guys a lot of good feedback, but the way this racetrack changed, it's almost kind of hard to keep up with it, isn't it?
Oh, it is, and stressful night, and track position, as always, means everything, so we'll see how it plays out here.
All right, appreciate your time. Doug Randolph trying to give some insight, maybe what they're going to do here for this final stage for Ben Rhodes. Again, a win would be wonders for them, but right now looking good as far as the points are concerned.
Yeah, they absolutely are. They're 45 points to the good, and I would say more importantly, they are 9th out of 10, which means if somebody outside the top 10 got the win, then Ben Rhodes would still be safe on the points. There are only 2 positions remaining to fill out the 10 trucks that are going to race for the Drivers' Championship. We know that locked in tonight after stage number 1 was Taylor Gray after his second-place finish. And then Christian Eckes, who wrapped up the regular season championship by winning stage number 1, gave him enough points to do just that.
Yeah, but not so fast, my friend. Lane Riggs is running 3rd.
Yeah.
He's been there all night long. And as you pointed out earlier, can you imagine racing your way into a position to race for a championship only to have it, and I'm not going to say stolen away, because if Lane Riggs can win here, he didn't steal anything. He won the race and bounced 10th, which right now is Daniel Dye, out. Daniel's had a great season, no doubt. The only thing missing on his resume is that trip to Victory Lane. Todd, we were talking about it amongst us. He has really elevated, that entire team has elevated their game. They had their second-place run just a few weeks ago in Nashville. Right now, he's solid. He's looking, he's inside the points. He's running 6th, doing what he needs to do to race for a championship.
Yeah, I feel like we're seeing the maturation of this whole race team, Daniel and the team, and just putting races together and doing what they have to do here. It would be disappointing to see Lane Riggs, roll a win out for those guys, but they still have to. If that were to happen, which I don't know that I'd say that's going to happen at this point, but it could. If it does, then you still have to look at the progress you're making. The fact that you're running in the top 10, you're putting yourself in position to win races, and you're growing into a competitive race team, and they've done that. Their progress through the season has been notable, as we talked about earlier today, putting races together, putting the whole package together, doing it again today with a 6th-place run so far.
Yeah, and the champion container race-to-end suicide entry, the Chevrolet for Daniel Dye. The young man is maturing before our very eyes, and how many young drivers have come through the ranks that we've seen do just that?
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel Dye, ready to go. Inside row number 4, Christian Eckes is right there inside row 1. The race leader, Grant Enfinger, electing to start outside row number 1. We have 85 laps to go here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. Under the lights, we're back at it. Grant Enfinger is going to get away and lead them back to 1.
And they're looking 4 wide for about 4th, 5th, 6th on back. They'll sort it out now. Back to double wide formation. As up front, leaders come to the back straightaway. Grant Enfinger, right now your leader, with now Ben Rhodes around Eckes for 2nd.
Solid drive for Ben Rhodes to take that spot away after we just heard from his crew chief, Doug Randolph. Eckes goes to 3rd. Tyler Ankrum is 4th, but they're battling hard for that spot.
Corey Heim is in that mix as well as they stack it up from 4th on back. Lane Riggs, Tyler Ankrum wheel to wheel there, and then here comes Corey Heim on the charge. Around the outside of Rajat Karuth in 3.
And then you've got Taylor Gray, Daniel Dye, time adjust.
Treble turn number 3, Matt Crafton into Lawless Allen, going to turn Lawless right around in front of 5 other trucks. That started on the back straightaway. They got tangled up. Crafton was sideways, and in his effort to correct, had to take Lawless Allen up the racetrack, and Lawless goes around in 3.
So right now we work under the caution flag for the 6th time here tonight. It comes out on lap 167. 83 remain. Grant Enfinger out front.
Meet Calvin.
Hi.
Calvin won $50 off his roommate. That's because Calvin has the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Which he used to make a pasta song playlist.
I'm a genioki.
Calvin blasted this on repeat after betting his roommate couldn't complete a 4-day juice cleanse.
Oh, I can.
The song Proper Pappardelle pushed him over the edge.
I love carbs.
Good thing Calvin is one of millions with the iHeartRadio app. Download it today and get paid to ruin your roommate's stupid cleanse. Like Calvin.
Drivers, start your engines!
Your home for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Green flag goes in the air and we are underway.
The Motor Racing Network.
2 by 2 by 2. They're about 10 rows deep of double wide racing. Taylor Gray to the bottom. Nick Sanchez outside, and they're crashing mid-pack.
The voice of NASCAR, the Motor Racing Network.
Checkered flag is in the air and Corey Heim has scored the win.
We welcome you back to Richmond Raceway, working under the caution flag for the 6th time. Across North America, Clean Harbors is leading the way in environmental protection and sustainability. Clean Harbors is looking for extraordinarily individuals to join their mission. Search careers at cleanharbors.com. Join Clean Harbors and be a part of something bigger, where excellence is their standard and extraordinary is their norm.
Stephen Parsons getting the free pass with 80 laps to go. It's Grant Enfinger under the caution out front. From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. We are under the green flag.
Listen up, NASCAR fans. Now's the time to turn your love of racing into big-time prizes. Because NASCAR Fantasy Live is your fast lane to bragging rights.
Furious racing here.
Pick 5 drivers each week of the season. Then complete additional challenges to stack points. All for your shot at the grand prize.
So let's get this party started.
For official rules and to learn more, visit NASCAR.com/fantasy and sign up today.
Keep up with all of the action during the 2024 NASCAR season with NASCAR Today.
William Byron has won the Daytona 500.
Every weekday throughout the season, we'll bring you the latest news and insights.
At that point, I really had in my mind, okay, we can really win this.
As we count down the days to championship weekend in Phoenix.
It's surreal still. I can't believe I'm in this position.
I'm Chase Elliott. Listen to NASCAR Today every weekday right here on the Motor Racing Network.
Clean Harbors 250, Richmond Raceway, live on the Motor Racing Network. Jeff Striegel. Alongside is Alex Hayden and championship winning crew chief Todd Gordon on pit road, and they have been busy keeping track of strategy, how many sets of tires and when they might take them. Jason Toy and Chris Wilner, and the busiest man of all on the property, Mike Bagley, just outside of turn number 3, watching this race unfold. You look at race leaders, Alex Hayden, Christian Eckes, Majeski, Grant Enfinger, Taylor Gray. It really doesn't tell the whole story. This has just been a topsy-turvy type race where you just don't know what the next chapter is going to look like.
And a lot of that's because early on we had multiple strategies playing out where pit lane would open up under a specific caution flag, half the field would pit while the other half stayed out, and things would flip-flop, and that's basically what we've had. It's been entertaining tonight. And as we work the 6th caution flag, this is going to be a significant caution because there is a lot of fluid on the racetrack. They're putting Speedy Dry all the way down the front stretch and into turn number 1 right now at minimum. Not sure if there's fluid all the way around the track or not, but we're going to be under caution for a lengthy amount of time.
And so we'll follow up there. Let's also follow up on pit road. Jason Toy.
Dylan Capilliello is the crew chief out here for Lane Riggs. Tell you what, your driver's been consistent. He's been fast. What's the game plan here on this final run? I know he's going to go hard, but you got that fresh set of Goodyear Racing Eagles here. What do you need?
Yeah, I know. I think we go another probably 20 laps and catch a caution. I think we come in and put them on. But at the same time, we're in a must-win, so we're just going to probably do opposite, and just gamble on it. Maybe run 20 laps, catch another caution, and then we'll throw them on and look like heroes. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully we can just drive by these guys right here, get a really good restart, and then kind of reset our strategy, honestly. So he's been doing a really good job. Truck's been really good, and we're just kind of one adjustment away from being able to race with these guys, I think.
He seemed so confident before this race, not even thinking about got a race to get in to win. He loves this track, and he has that confidence coming here.
Yeah, Lane comes to us red, and you know, we all believe in him. We've all believed in him all year, you know, and it's been a tough year. We've had our ups and downs for sure, but you know, everybody's kept their nose to the grindstone and done a really good job all year. And you know, we got a rookie group, and we're all learning, and we need runs like this. And building off IRP is really big, and coming here showing the same speed, brought the same truck back, and we're getting better and better, believe me. So we'll be in the running here and see what happens.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, then Dylan Capelliello, who's the crew chief down here, and they talked about the rookies. This whole team down here is young, and the whole team is looking for their first victory. Now, the team itself has gotten victories, but this group together is looking for win number 1.
Yeah, they are, and getting that first one is a hard thing to do, but some people say getting the second one is even harder because you have to prove that the first one wasn't some sort of a fluke. So it's a catch-22, but you know what? This is professional racing, one of the top 3 forms of motorsports in the country, and it's hard. It's hard to win at this level. So to be able to try to get out there and make that happen, it takes a full team effort.
Yeah, it really does, and we'll just have to see how it all plays out. How will it play out in this one? 75 laps remain. We've been just kind of stagnant here over the course of the last, I don't know, Alex, 75 laps, give or take. We were running them off in a big-time hurry, and we've kind of stalled out. Let's visit with Mike Bagley, who is outside turn number 3. I'm just going to drop some names here for you at the moment, Mike. Grant Enfinger, Ben Rhodes, they go 1-2. Christian Eckes scored the stage 1 win. We talked a lot about Lane Riggs, who right now is 5th. Talked a little bit about Daniel Dye and Ty Majeski. What has captivated you so far through the first 175 laps?
What's captivated me is in a season where it's come down to the conversation that involves Christian Eckes, Corey Heim, then everybody else. Tonight, it's been Grant Enfinger that has pulled some of the wind out of those Eckes sails. You've also had Corey Heim, who is yet to lead a lap tonight. He's been buried back. This has been an opportunity night in this regular season finale for other drivers to step up. Grant Enfinger and others that you've mentioned have done a spectacular job in taking the wind out of that storyline that has been punctuated by these young drivers with the last names of Eckes and Heim.
So there are a lot of youngsters and some veterans mixed in here trying to go for the win. There'll be 74 laps to go as we come to the line. Rich Keeter, chief starter here for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He'll put the one to go in the air, so clean up all buttoned up with the speedy dry around this 3/4 mile race truck. The Elgin sweeper, one final pass over there on the apron of turn 2 before it gets behind the wall, and we'll be set to go back green flag racing.
I think the one thing that we need to keep in mind, that the separation between Daniel Dye and Tanner Gray is 17. It had ballooned to, what, 26 points, I believe? And you're thinking the 43 of Dye, comfortable, he'll move on. But the separation now has evaporated some, just 17 points separating Dye and Gray. Daniel ready to go from 9th. Tanner Gray back in 18th. So that number could change in a hurry as we get ready to run the final 73 laps of the regular season. Grant Enfinger, Ben Rhodes, they're together, row 1. You've got Tyler Ankrum working down to the inside of Christian Eckes in row 2. Row 3, Corey Heim and Lane Riggs, 73 laps to go here tonight under the lights.
As they come up off turn number 4, hit the Geico restart zone. Grant Enfinger on the outside lane, punches the button. Veteran Ben Rhodes will match him stride for stride, making things awful close as Tyler Ankrum going to the bottom of the racetrack.
And further back, Rajah Caruth is going to force Corey Heim into a 3-wide move. They lead on each other coming out of turn 2. Enfinger away with the lead. Ben Rhodes trying to protect and advance from Eckes as Eckes will dial up the outside.
Yeah, Christian Eckes immediately going to the outside on Ben Rhodes. That's a battle for second. Looking on Lane Riggs. That's your top 4.
Here they come back into turn number 1. First side-by-side battle is for second. That's where Christian Eckes around the outside of Ben Rhodes. He'll grab the spot. Meanwhile, Lane Riggs is going to work. He'll take a peek to the inside of Rhodes and try to squeeze his way inside.
Can't quite do it. Ben Rhodes gives him plenty of racing room further back. Ty Majeski and Taylor Gray lean on one another. Majeski, after the pit road penalty back on lap 73, climbing the leaderboard again.
Side by side for 7th. Majeski on the prowl. Right now will get the advantage out of 2. He'll pass Gray midway down the back straightaway. Ty Majeski is now on the back bumper of Corey Heim.
He continues to make his way up the leaderboard. He's got a fast truck. Corey Heim lies dead ahead. Ty Majeski right now. Mike Bagley is up to position number 7.
He is on the roll right now, and he's looking for more as they come off the corner. Single file among the front 5, 6, 7 trucks as everybody right now chases Grant Enfinger into 3.
Connor Jones off the pace, tried to get to the bottom of the track to get the pit lane, but there was no room at the end. The field was storming by. He is lights out under the hood there, and that will force the caution flag to fly. His truck nearly coming to a stop in turn number 1. Connor Hall having a bit of a problem mechanically, but he tried to get to pit road, just couldn't do it.
7th time now the caution flag has come out. 68 laps to go. Grant Enfinger continuing to lead. Eckes there, stalking his every move. Ben Rhodes, Lane Riggs, Tyler Ankrum, and Majeski's not out of this thing either.
Across North America, Clean Harbors is leading the way in environmental protection and sustainability. We're looking for extraordinary members to join our mission. Our team members are the backbone of our success. Their dedication and passion make a real impact and ensure a cleaner, greener future for all of us. Search careers at cleanharbors.com for more information. Join Clean Harbors and be a part of something bigger where excellence is our standard and extraordinary is our norm.
From the infield garages to the race shops, NASCAR Hot Pass is your all-access ticket to the latest news from the sport.
Well, we got them down, now we put our foot on them. And that's the attitude you got to have.
I don't think it's a move that can have any success at Martinsville. I still don't know why it worked.
Stay up to date with all of your favorite drivers all year long.
Get to the Final Four is what every driver in NASCAR's goals are.
NASCAR Hot Pass, weekday mornings from the Motor Racing Network.
Do they come to pit road? Do they take the final set of tires? We'll find out together next from Richmond Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
You crave power, but your ride is holding you back, feeling the burn of mediocrity instead of the thrill of domination. E3's cutting-edge tech, the same spark that fuels NASCAR champions, also delivers maximum fuel efficiency, so you spend less time at the pump and more time at the track. This is championship performance. This is E3 Spark Plugs. Don't just dream of speed. Make it your reality. Power, speed, endurance. E3. What are you running?
NASCAR fans, the time is now to turn your love of racing into free tickets, merchandise, VIP experiences, and much, much more. Rack up fan rewards points by watching races at home, playing fantasy, completing challenges, and visiting tracks. Then redeem your points for epic prizes. You are in the driver's seat. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards loyalty program today at NASCAR.com/fan rewards.
Tomorrow, it's the NASCAR Cup Series Cookout 400. Motor Racing Network's coverage begins at 5 Eastern from Richmond Raceway.
With 66 laps to go, pit road has opened up. As a reminder, everybody has a fresh set of sticker tires. The question is, when do you elect to bolt them on? Jason Toy, we've got some answers right now.
A couple of those drivers that are already into the playoffs. Rajah Caruth came in, put that last set of Goodyear Racing Eagles on there for him. Also, William Sawalich, he's not running for points. He's going to try to get a victory. He took on 4 tires for him. Further down the line, we're going to follow up with Corey Heim. They had a very fast pit stop, but he also came down the pit road. How about in front of you, Chris?
Well, the big gamble here was with Tanner Gray, the driver on the outside looking in. We documented his race so far today. It's been all over the place, way back in the 20s. He's now up inside the top 15. They came down, put on that last set of sticker Goodyear Eagles on his Toyota. Also into the pits was Nick Sanchez. They're out of stickers. They have a 5-lap set of scuffs. Crew chief there made the decision, Danny Stockman, to put that on. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But for Tanner Gray, this is the last-ditch effort. He's got that last set of stickers on his truck here with on lap 185.
That means 64 laps to go. You're 21 points behind, 1 point per position. The ace in the hole so far for Daniel Dye is he's earned 13 stage points tonight, whereas Tanner Gray has none. That is a big, big factor right now in this 21-point deficit for Gray. The other thing that Daniel Dye has is a fresh set of Goodyear tires still in the pit box. Question is, when do you put them on? And let's hope they have the opportunity to put them on.
The longest green flag run tonight is 56 laps. We have 64 laps remaining. If we were to stay under the green flag, we're going back under the green flag in 1 lap, Daniel Dye could be in trouble. Now, based on what we've seen over the last 100 laps or so, Daniel Dye will not be in trouble, at least from the standpoint of coming onto pit road and getting tires. The way that this leaderboard is going to shuffle is going to be pretty dramatic before it's all said and done.
So from going green, if you're in the top 10, when now do you think it's time to come in?
Great question. We'll have to see where this plays out. I'd like to be inside of 50 laps to go before I think about putting on a last set of tires on.
We're 13 away from that right now, Todd, as we get ready to go back under the green flag. Enfinger will restart outside row 1. Eckes to the inside. Bagman, get ready. This is going to be good. Lane Riggs down to the inside with Christian Eckes to his outside. Make that Ben Rhodes. Green flag in the air. Again, the outside line is rolling. Grant Enfinger trying to get away.
Oh, Lane Riggs just tried to wedge his way under Eckes through the block, and Riggs will back away. Enfinger brings the field out of 2 as the race leader. Side by side for second. Here comes Ben Rhodes to the outside of Eckes in 3.
Further back, Corey Heim, after the pit stop, has got her flying around the outside 3 wide. Corey Heim on the new Goodyear tires is going to break into the back half of the top 10.
Here comes Corey Heim from the outside wall at the exit of turn number 2. He'll look to the inside of Ty Majeski for a moment. Here's Majeski. He and Friesen will race wheel to wheel with Heim and company looking on.
Boy, Tanner Gray is doing the exact same thing, Alex Hayden, on brand new tires. They're letting it ride on the outside. They're going to go side by side. Taylor Gray right now, not Tanner, but Taylor Gray and Daniel Dye.
Here they come, wheel to wheel, back into turns 1 and 2. Dye for now will hang on to the spot, closer to the front. Here's Stuart Friesen and Heim side by side as Friesen goes after Riggs for 5th.
And that's going to force Corey Heim to woe things down just a bit. He on the second place running, Ben Rhodes. Keep in mind, that was the last set of brand new tires for Corey Heim. These trucks he is blowing by, these trucks still have a fresh set of tires laying in the pit box, but we're down to 56 laps to go.
Battle for the lead comes to the back straightaway. Well, I should say the battle for second, because Enfinger's away with the lead mightily, as now Heim begins to close in on Rhodes for second.
Boy, Corey Heim just taking advantage of every opportunity he can on those brand new tires to put that truck out front. Corey Heim's got 3rd. Ben Rhodes is 2nd.
They stack it up coming off the end of the front straightaway. All eyes on position number 2. How long can Ben Rhodes hang on to it? Corey Heim has got the wick turned up on the Rhodes tailgate.
He does indeed. Here's Corey Heim flying around the outside of Ben Rhodes off turn number 4. He'll pull even at the start-finish line, get a nose out in front. The side-by-side battle for the number 2 spot heads to Mike Bagley.
And Rhodes is going to run Heim hard into turn number 1 for just a moment, but Rhodes has got to give up right now as Heim will flash around the outside. He will take the second spot. And now he's got a lot of real estate to make up to get to the back bumper of the leader.
Alex Hayden, 53 laps to go. And here's a quick look at the top 10. Grant Enfinger is the race leader, but Corey Heim is running him down. Ben Rhodes is 3rd. Eckes and Tyler Ankrum go 4-5. Ty Majeski, 6th. Lane Riggs, 7th. Stuart Friesen, 8th. Ty Dillon, 9th. And Matt Crafton is 10th. Daniel Dye right now is backslid just outside of the top 10. He's 11th. and he's got more company coming. Here comes William Sawalich, Alex, heading to the outside of Dye.
Yeah, so that'll give the points down to 11 now, because that's another point lost for Daniel Dye. His point total is plus 11 over Tanner Gray, who's also on the fresh tires. Now, let's talk about this at the front of the field. Guys like Tanner Gray, second place running Corey Heim, Todd Gordon. What is the ideal scenario for these drivers who already took on their last set of tires?
They want this to go green to the end. That's the opportunity. If this race goes green to the end, Corey Heim and Scott Zipadelli are in a great position. They've got their best set of tires on. They're driving through the field. Fastest truck on the racetrack right now, running down Grant Enfinger a 1/10 of a second a lap. They'll get themselves in a great position. The challenge is they get a caution at 30 to go, and the rest of these guys come put their sticker tires on. They're going to be kind of sitting ducks.
All right, so what are you going to tell Daniel Dye, who is obviously backing up, maybe no fault of his own, the fact that drivers with brand new tires are driving by him, and that advantage that he has over Tanner Gray continues to shrink, but yet you've got new Goodyear sitting in the box.
Yeah, I think just take care of your stuff. Don't let it frazzle you. Still got a 13-point cushion right now. 12 points, I guess, is where we're at right now. Going to keep him abreast of that and make sure that he kind of keeps him calm, keeps him savvy, doesn't end up making a mistake that puts us all the way at the back.
Two-truck race for the number 4 spot as Stuart Friesen is off the pace over there on the back straightaway. Looks like he'll get things going yet again, but Ty Majeski has just gotten by Christian Eckes. Majeski is now up to the number 4 position as he continues that long climb up the leaderboard. He led, Ty Majeski did, 51 laps earlier in the race, came to pit road back on lap 73. They had a right front tire get away from the pit box, got penalized, had the fall to the tail end of the longest line for the next restart, Jeff, and it's taken him all these laps just to get back to the 4th spot.
You know, I count 10 trucks that if we were to get the caution flag right now would...
No touching your toes. Just step in and go with hands-free Skechers slip in.
So it's Grant Enfinger across the line, Corey Heim 2nd, Ty Majeski 3rd, Ben Rhodes and Christian Eckes top 5, Lane Riggs 6th, Tyler Ankrum 7th. Matt Crafton has rallied back and rebounded to 8th. William Sawalich 9th, Rajah Caruth is 10th.
Running in 11th is Ty Dillon. Connor Zilic is 12th. Daniel Dye is 13th and Stuart Friesen is 14th. Caden Honeycutt 15th. Tanner Gray is 16th. Taylor Gray 17th. Chase Purdy is 18th. Con Garcia is 20th.
Stephen Parsons 21st. Nick Sanchez 22nd. Brett Holmes 23rd. Timmy Hill 24th. Lawless Allen 25th. Spencer Boyd 26th. Bailey Curry 27th. Mason Massey 28th. Justin Carroll 29th. And Mason Maggio is 30th.
Running in 31st is Connor Jones. 32nd is Dean Thompson. Thad Moffitt 33rd. Keith McGee 34th. Matt Mills is 35th. Jeremy Bowman will finish tonight's race in 36th.
And now Martha Stewart for Skechers. When I make a dish or embark on a craft project, I always use the finest, most fabulous ingredients and materials. Which is why, when it comes to footwear, I love Skechers. Because Skechers is the comfort technology company and uses the most luxurious, innovative materials and designs to make wondrously comfortable footwear with all the fits and features like Arch Fit and Skechers' world-famous air-cooled memory foam. It's exactly the way I'd make shoes.
Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This is Steve Post. If you love sprint cars, you'll love Wing Nation. All the latest sprint car news and interviews from the stars of sprint car racing from around the country. Join Ashley Strumming, Aaron Evernham, and me every Tuesday on Motor Racing Networks and Wing Nation's Facebook pages. We go live with the weekend's winners and newsmakers from around the country. You can also find the podcast of all past shows on YouTube or subscribe to the podcast on any of your favorite podcast providers. Wing Nation, all sprint cars, all the time.
37 laps to go. Grant Enfinger hangs on to the race lead, if only by a moment. Here comes Corey Heim up off turn number 2.
He'll take a wide line coming off the corner, trying to get a run on Enfinger. He will advance, but he will not reach the tailgate, but he is in range of it.
36 laps to go. Corey Heim using the middle of the racetrack. Enfinger on the bottom of the racetrack. Separation a truck length. Grant Enfinger over Corey Heim.
Got a couple of lap trucks directly ahead. Justin Carroll first up. Spencer Boyd after that. Heim again. Diamonding the corner, washing a little wide in the middle reaches, and then driving straight off from the high lane. He's there. Battle for the lead is in 3.
As they work the lap traffic right in front of them. Enfinger goes high. Corey Heim tries to dive low. Nose to tailgate. Justin Carroll, the Williamsburg, Virginia native, gets his truck out of the way as the battle goes to 1.
Carroll will pull to the bottom of the racetrack. That forces the leaders wide around him. Enfinger quickly snaps his truck back to the bottom of the racetrack. But here is Corey Heim right there on his back bumper. Spencer Boyd's lap truck directly ahead.
Battle for the lead with 34 laps to go here at Richmond. Grant Enfinger's got the lead. Corey Heim is there now within striking distance.
The target is on the back bumper of Grant Enfinger's tailgate. Corey Heim is right there. Boyd's truck right there as well. That's going to force the leaders to the outside, and Enfinger's going to lose half a truck length. Battle for the lead is still on.
They're going to stay in the middle of the racetrack as they get around the Spencer Boyd truck. Here comes Corey Heim now. Dives for the bottom of the racetrack. Gets a nose alongside the left rear quarter panel. Wheel to wheel for the lead.
This could be for all the marbles tonight in Richmond. Here's Corey Heim. He's got the wick turned up, and he's got his Toyota to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get a fender up alongside coming off the corner. He'll stay that way on the back straightaway, side by side for the lead in 3.
Corey Heim on the bottom. Grant Enfinger on the top. Side by side, not anymore. Give the advantage back to Grant Enfinger. Corey Heim, no choice but to let him go off turn number 4.
Wow, what a power move for Enfinger. Last time through 3 and 4. Heim was in position to take the lead. Enfinger reclaimed it and now is pulled away with the lead by a truck length.
From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Jeff Gordon wins the Daytona 500.
Jeff Gordon's rise to one of NASCAR's all-time greatest drivers was one like no other. Relive Jeff Gordon's journey to the NASCAR Hall of Fame with the exclusive MRN podcast, Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career. 93 Cup Series wins, 4 Cup Series championships, and 3 Daytona 500 wins, a career rivaled by few others. Check out MRN's Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle Penn. You may know that Victory Junction provides fun, adaptive, and life-changing experiences for kids with all levels of abilities, serious illnesses, and chronic medical conditions. But did you know that camp is free for the children and families we serve? Your support helps every camper build a foundation to live their best life. Make your gift today at victoryjunction.org/donate and feel your heart race.
Listen to daily NASCAR news from the Motor Racing Network on NASCAR Hot Pass and NASCAR Today on your local MRN radio station.
We welcome you back to Richmond Raceway. Last time by, Corey Heim able to get up underneath Grant Enfinger and grab the race lead away. First time tonight, Corey Heim has led a lap. Grant Enfinger is now second, but he's still right there in the tire tracks of the race leader. Ty Majeski, 2 seconds back. He is third. Lane Riggs is fourth, and William Sawalich rounds out the top 5.
27 laps to go. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network. .26 laps remain in the regular season finale.
Trouble, turn number 3. Caden Honeycutt is around. He just got nailed by Stephen Parsons in 3. And Caden Honeycutt will go for a spin in turn 4.
And that will put us under the caution flag for the 9th time tonight.
Cautions.
It comes out with
I had to check on something in the house, guys. I am back.
This is the regular season finale for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Under the lights, Richmond Raceway, so much on the line, and a major decision coming. More on that in a moment. Jeff Striegel alongside Alex Hayden and the crew chief, and he's going to be busy, and he knows it, in a matter of moments, and that's Todd Gordon, Jason Toy, Chris Wilner. They're on pit road, and Mike Bagley is out in turn number 3. 25 to go. Alex, I'll let you set it up. There's some tires, there's some strategy. How does it play out?
And for some, a huge sigh of relief. Todd Gordon, for others that already put on their fresh tires, heartbreak.
Yes. Yeah, I think this was the caution that Scott Zipadelli did not want to see with Corey Heim. They were in a great position. They gotten out. Actually, as I was watching, Ty Majeski on older tires was running them down. Was going to be interesting to see what happened there, but now we got all those guys an opportunity to put that last set of stickers. They're not going to waste that money. They're going to put them on the trucks and see how they drive forward from here.
Pit lane is now open, so we expect it to get very busy. Now, on the championship front, Daniel Dye has a 9-point advantage over Tanner Gray. The caveat, Tanner Gray and his team already put on their last set of tires when Corey Heim and his team did. Daniel Dye still has a fresh set laying in the pit box. Here they come. Those who want the tires. Corey Heim is one of the drivers that's going to lead the field in, the race leader. We start our pit lane coverage with Chris Wilner.
Ty Majeski will come to the attention of his crew. Remember, they had the uncontrolled tire the last time by. It's going to be a 4 fresh Goodyear tire change. Sunoco fuel going in the tank. Clean stop there. Ben Rhodes is in. They made a stagger adjustment. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. The final stickers going aboard. That 4 Thor Sport machine. Nick Sanchez is in. They've got 5 lap scuffs. Jason Toy.
This is the money stop for the Craftsman Truck Series. Grant Enfinger is in. 4 tires, 1 can of Sunoco fuel. Williams Zawalich going right side tires only. He's going to get down of the way. Corey Heim came in. He put on stuffs. He's not going to have the lead when he pulls off. Then it's Christian Eckes pulling away. Also in there, Lane Riggs. Got a good pit stop for Grant Enfinger. Even better one for Williams Zawalich.
So that is how it's going to play out. 2 fresh tires, however, for Williams Zawalich. Todd Gordon, you like the call?
You're putting him in a position, but I don't know that it's a race winning call. I think the race winner comes from the 98 or 11, about the second row back.
And I was just going to say, we were watching Daniel Dye get hung up in his pit box. Perhaps Jason can follow up there. Daniel was the last one off of pit road. Daniel Dye, we're going to have to wait until they cycle back around. I'm not sure he's above the cut line at this particular point. And with out front, that's going to change just about everything, Alex.
Yeah, we'll wait and see how this plays out, but I kind of agree with Todd here. 2 fresh tires, yeah, that's going to get you some grip out there, but it is not going to give you what 4 fresh tires are going to give you, and there's still going to be plenty running this thing. As quickly as Corey Heim worked his way through the field, I expect the same now from the others.
Yeah, I think 4 tires is the right call here, and this is a place, wore-out surface. Just from my crew chiefing days here, getting drive up off of turn 4, it's so important to have that left rear driving you up out of the corner. I think it'll be tough for the 1 car of Williams Zawalich to hang on and fight off those 4 tires behind him.
All right, so we got a lot to watch here, a lot to unpack. Zawalich, Enfinger, Heim, Majeski, Eckes, top 5. Lane Riggs, Matt Crafton, Tyler Ankrum, Connor Zilich, and Taylor Gray, top 10. Alex, what are you analyzing and breaking down? 21 to go next time by.
Well, we're going to see. Nick Sanchez is stopped, by the way, at the entrance to pit road down here, so his race is going south in a hurry. The thing about all of this is when you look at where they're at on the points, who are the 2 that are going to race for a championship to join the other 8 that have already locked themselves in? Right now, Ben Rhodes is in a good spot, 29 points to the good. However, Ben has to get to the checkered flag. That is the key now. Don't get swept up in anything that can put your race in jeopardy. And then it comes down to
hey, everybody, do not forget, hit that like button on the stream.
By 1 point. The difference is Daniel Dye has 4 fresh Goodyear tires on. Tanner Gray does not.
And Daniel Dye, by all rights, has a number of trucks that he should be able to drive by. Tanner Gray is ready to start from 12th. Daniel Dye from 19th. It is a long way from being over lights out on the Toyota Tundra Pace truck off of turn number 2. 20 laps to go. The regular season finale. Williams Zawalich on 2 brand new tires is going to try to steal it. But everybody else that lines up alongside of him on 4 brand new Goodyear Eagles, they have worked before. Scuffs on the left for Sawalich. New ones on the right. It's time to settle it here tonight under the lights at Richmond.
Hey, we get back green. Off of turn number 4, 20 laps remaining in the Clean Harbors 250. Green flag goes back in the air.
There we go.
Finger on the outside lane. Gets the jump, gets a nose out in front of William Sawalich. They all funnel to turn 1.
Here comes Grant Enfinger around the outside now. Wheel to wheel for the lead. They slide up. Here comes Ty Majeski. Majeski will dive to the bottom of the racetrack in 2. Majeski goes to the lead. Enfinger's trying to hang on to second. Here comes Lane Riggs as well.
And that climb, the leaderboard that Ty Majeski's been on all night long has paid off. Majeski out front, battle for second is side by side.
It still remains wheel to wheel between Lane Riggs on the bottom of the racetrack and Grant Enfinger on the outside. They still are side by side with Christian Eckes looking on from 4th.
Lane Riggs battling hard for the second spot. He needs to win to be in the playoffs. He's wheel to wheel with the veteran Grant Enfinger, who's already locked himself into the playoffs. Here goes Lane Riggs, a bonsai run to turn 1.
He'll dive it in deep coming into 1. It will not pay off because Enfinger gets the bite and the spot coming off the corner. Eckes wants to look to the inside of Riggs. Riggs will protect the lane going into 3.
Top 4 running nose to tailgate. Eckes will look to the outside on Riggs. That won't work. Riggs looks to the outside on Grant Enfinger, and now for a moment they're 3 wide.
Eckes will look to the bottom of Riggs. Wheel-to-wheel battle for 3rd, coming into turns 1 and 2. Further back, Corey Heim is getting the shuffle backward. He has been passed by 3 trucks, one of them being Tyler Ankrum, the other 2 being Taylor Gray, and now here comes Ty Dillon to his inside.
With Daniel Dye on the fresh tires driving up the leaderboard. Daniel Dye now has a 19-point cushion.
Hey guys, help me get to 10 likes on the stream. We're just 3 away.
Paying off, Jeff.
Yeah, he's just free falling through the field right now, working off turn number 2, and Mike Bagley, it would look like at the moment for Tanner Gray, the run for the championship is going to come to a close.
Tanner Gray has fallen all the way, basically, Jeff, to the tail end of the field. There are 5 trucks behind him. He's by himself on the racetrack, and he's not improving his speed to try to pass anyone else. Meanwhile, up front, battle for second.
15 to go.
To the inside of Enfinger in 3.
Oh, Grant Enfinger is going to go up the track and give the youngster, knowing that Lane Riggs is desperate right now, give him all the racing room in the world, but yet try to keep your right foot planted. Woo. Second, third, and fourth together.
They are all stacked up coming to the back straightaway. Enfinger protects that second spot. Riggs in 3rd. Eckes will fade by 2 truck lengths back to 4th.
Trouble, turn number 2. One truck goes up the racetrack, pounds the safer barrier. That truck driven by Connor Zilich. He gets turned and up the racetrack and into the outside safer barrier. Brett Holmes, I believe, was the truck, Jeff, that got into his left rear quarter panel.
Oh, yeah.
Correct, and that will bring the caution.
Got another caution, guys.
Time, and we'll re-rack them one more time.
One more time. Let's go, guys.
Craftsman is back on track.
Well, we got another caution. I believe this is the 10th caution. Let's see here. Where's that stat? Yeah, I think this is the 10th caution. It shows 9, but it hasn't updated yet. Let's go, guys. We're only 1 like away from hitting 10. If you're new here, be sure to hit the like button on the stream. I needed to turn this back down. I turned it up earlier when I was standing up.
And Taylor Gray, anybody electing to come to pit road, they've got to be out of tires. The only thing they might have would be a set of scuffs. Everybody bypassing the entrance to pit road. We're down to 11 to go in the regular season championship. From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Joy engines. $11 laps to go.
Stretch, the New Zealander National Raceway.
Relive the thrills of over 50 years of NASCAR racing with the Motor Racing Network's classic race.
36th Annual Southern 500. They come down to the start-finish line. Bill Elliott and David Pearson get down.
We dig into the MRN audio vault for unforgettable races and moments.
Dale Jarrett's got the lead. Earnhardt's not going to get him. Dale Jarrett is going to win the Daytona 500.
Available on MRN.com.
We're one like away from hitting 10 guys on the stream. If you have not, smash that like button.
MRN Classic Races.
Tomorrow, it's the NASCAR Cup Series Cookout
We have that
400.
one here.
Motor Racing Network's coverage begins at 5 Eastern from Richmond Raceway.
9 to go as they make their way behind the Toyota Tundra pace truck with the lights on down the back straightaway. Tom Majeski looked like he was checked out and ready to close it out. That changed dramatically, and now he'll have to do it again with Grant Enfinger and Riggs and Eckes and Taylor Gray. The battle for the final transfer spot, the cut line, they're at 10. Right now, Daniel Dye up 18 on a driver that is flat out of tires.
Yeah, that is Tanner Gray, who did come to pit lane just a moment ago. Let's follow up in the pit box there for Tanner Gray. What did they do?
Well, Alex, they did have a set of 5-lap scuffs laying in the pit box, so they went for broke and said, we need to go put at least this set of tires on, because he was on about a 20-lap scuff set earlier. They couldn't get this current set cooled down quick enough in the pit box to bolt those on under the last pit stop. So last-ditch effort for Tanner Gray, but he's still complaining of a very, very loose race truck here in the late going.
You know what? I like the word, last-ditch effort. You've got
Last
Lane Riggs
ditch.
sitting there inside row 2. There'll be 8 laps to go when they come back by and take the green flag. You talk about a last-ditch effort. That's the possibility
Last ditch,
right
guys.
now for Lane Riggs to walk out of here with his first victory.
Yeah, Lane's got to get not only his first career win, but a win puts him in the playoffs. He is in absolute desperation mode. He'll restart by choice on the outside lane of the outside of the second row. So you've got Grant Enfinger to the inside of the front row, Ty Majeski topside, Christian Eckes and Lane Riggs in row number 2.
As we get ready to settle it here tonight, 8 laps remain, Richmond Raceway. You've got Ty Majeski outside row 1, Grant Enfinger to his inside, Eckes, Lane Riggs, row 2.
Bar is off.
Grant Enfinger gets the jump he wants and leads him back to 1.
And he also gets a shove from Christian Eckes into the corner as well. That will help Enfinger get a Finner out in front. He's going to run Majeski into the fence. They make contact. 3 wide. Majeski around the outside for the lead.
Christian Eckes, like a bull, goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Now thinking 4 wide. Here comes Lane Riggs. He's to the inside of Eckes. 4 wide for the second spot as they race to turn 1.
Taylor Gray is going to come in. He'll jam it in 4 wide on the bottom of the racetrack as Ty Majeski pulls away with the lead. Here's Lane Riggs. He's got second for now, but here comes Enfinger around his outside as it is just a hornet's nest from second on back.
With 6 laps to go, Majeski just trying to run and get away. Further back, 3 wide again. Riggs in the middle, Gray on the bottom.
And here comes Christian Eckes around the outside. Eckes will go to third. Here comes Taylor Gray. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. He'll grab 4th. Lane Riggs will fall back to 5th.
They dive their way back to the corner. Taylor Gray now to the inside of Christian Eckes for the number 3 spot. 5 laps to go in the Clean Harbors 250. Everybody racing
5
for
laps.
all their worth as they go back to turn 1.
As this scrum continues for second, third, and fourth, Ty Majeski is pulling away with the lead. Enfinger doing...
That's messing up. Let's hold it out.
Flag ends it. Majeski, after starting at the back of the field after a pit road penalty, back at the front.
And here he comes back off turn number 2 and to the back straightaway for the final time. What a night for Ty Majeski. flexing muscle when he needed it the most. Here's Majeski leading for the final time to 3.
The regular season finale is about to come to an end. Ty Majeski off 4 across the line, and Ty Majeski has scored the win here tonight.
And that's the win for Ty Majeski.
Majeski across the line in front of
And of course my internet's
Taylor
messing
Gray,
up.
Grant Enfinger, and Lane Riggs. And the good news for Daniel Dye, he will advance as he finishes 10th in points. Majeski, the winner at Richmond. Let's go to pit road.
And the water being sprayed all over crew chief Joe Shear Jr. What a job for this team. 2 in a row as they set their sights on a championship run. My goodness gracious, Joe. That late race restart is intense, but you guys are on a roll with 2 in a row. What is
I'm going to have to reset
right
reset my stream.
We're a hell of short track racers, I can tell you that. So, you know, we bring good products to the racetrack, and not going to beat anything down here, but you know you should have had several wins here. But short track star Pote, I love these things, and he's a hell of a driver. And but it was interesting today. I didn't think it was going our way at all, but we pulled it out somehow, some way.
Congratulations, a pit road recovery for Ty Majeski, and how about this crew, 2 in a row as they enter the playoffs.
Outstanding effort.
Outstanding.
The 2 drivers that will get in on points at the conclusion of this race. Champion Ben Rhodes will race for another championship, and Daniel
There you have it.
has raced his way into the playoffs.
To show you how easy it is.
Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. My internet has been acting up this afternoon. I'm going to try to reset everything. Have it ready for the stream tomorrow. We got the Cup Series here tomorrow. Hopefully, I will have this headache that has been nagging me all afternoon cleared up tonight. Be feeling better for you guys tomorrow. Be a little bit more active. So, hey, great race. Be sure to like the stream, share it with friends and family, and let's catch you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to stop it here, and King of Flop, y'all have a great evening, great night, and we'll see you guys again shortly. Later.